All right. I think I am live. I do have the fan on, so listen extra closely. Make sure that I sound all right. Give me a number 1 if I do sound okay, though. Now, I do not sound okay. I do officially have a cold. It started yesterday, but it has hit me in full force today. So I got my hot tea, some sort of hot liquid here. So, all right, Travis 1, Fairchild 1. Again, if I sound all right, hit that number 1. I'd like to at least get 5 people saying I sound all right. Can you hear me? I'm a little worried all of a sudden. Why did it just go quiet? Hello? Can anybody hear me? This is... Okay, there we go. That was weird. Alan, Sem, Curtis. Sound like, yeah, exactly. All right, sounds good. Yeah, I'm not... My voice, I do have a cold for sure. All right, excellent. Everybody, I do sound good. Well, I had a little bit of a stranger, in a good way, but we had some friends from back in Michigan that actually now live in South Dakota. So they are on their way back out to South Dakota from Michigan, and they made a little pit stop down through Iowa. So spent the night last night. I was up way too late. Went to bed at like 1 a.m. and then we were hanging out this morning over breakfast before they just hit the road. So that is just my long way of saying I'd like to look at this and be like, oh man, I would have crushed it. Oh man, look at this bear flag. I'd like to think that I would have taken that bear flag breakdown, but I don't know. Maybe this was a super hard move to trade because it just kept going lower and lower and it didn't feel safe to buy, but also didn't feel safe to short because it was a chase. So, yeah. But I am curious. So I've made a couple of trades since then, but I think I don't remember. I think I played that a little long. Took a little bit of a short here that didn't. It worked out enough, but then it curled back up. But yeah, how's everybody's morning going? I'm very curious to hear. Was this a very profitable morning? Did you blow up accounts? But how did this morning go for people? Like I was just saying, for me, I missed all of this because of our friends. We were hanging out. But Green, good morning. But yeah. I am asking, I suppose, about the overall day, but I'm actually very specifically curious about like the opening session. We were right at that trend line, huh? Might try a breakdown here. Breakdown or get out. We're just about to bounce off this trend line here. 211. Made 200 on the big drop, then gave it back on the bounce. Green so far, I'm thankful I was in the prop. Yeah. All right, I am in. Looking to play a breakdown here of this trend line and the 21 EMA. It is volatile. I kind of forgot about that. So I'm risking probably, well, again, I was never up a whole lot anyways. So I'm short. Blue line is my entry. Looking to see if this trend line break here wants to get some continuation. Good day, London Open, 2 good shorts. Nice, Rob. Yes, I'm aware that I don't sound so good. I do officially have the cold and what my wife had, and I don't know where it came from. None of our kids really had it. But it is what it is at this point. Again, I'm short, so if anybody here is a beginner, that means I want to see prices go down, which just sounds like a very bizarre thing. But yes, believe it or not, you can make money if prices go down. But if prices go up, that is bad. Pushed down below, but then came back up. I suppose I should throw that out there just in case there's some sort of snap down. So throw out a couple of buys, like I said, just in case there's all of a sudden a spike. How long have I been trading? Quite a while. Quite a while. 2006. I mean, I wasn't trading in 2006 per se, but that's when I got into the markets. I was doing more. I was a very astute penny stock investor back in 2006, and by that I mean just a typical Kool-Aid chugging yuppie. Trying to see if this trendline breakdown wants to give me some movement, but, well, movement in my favor, to be more specific. I'm questioning, was this actually a good trade, or is this just me kind of feeling antsy because I missed the morning session and now I'm on a live stream? But I think, no, as I look at it, I took the trendline break, so I don't think this was some sort of like terrible nonsensical trade. It's just, I suppose I'm not getting the breakdown as quick as what I wanted, but at the same time, the price hasn't done anything wrong per se. So again, blue line is my entry. I am short. Seeing if this trendline break does want to produce some more downside movement. Those green lines down here are a couple of profit targets that I threw out there just in case there was some sort of spike. So trying to come down through, but as of now, blue line, my entry, seems to be more of a support than anything else. I really don't have a whole lot more wiggle room here. All right. So stopped out on that one. Bummer. So the trend line, it did break, but absolutely zero continuation. I don't even know if that was enough movement for a scalp. I mean, maybe kind of sort of potentially enough room for a scalp, but even that I think is a close call. But the day is young, so we'll see what else. Sem no trades today. Hey, Lawafo. Good to see you. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that line. You rely on technical, not correct. I am a technical trader. I really don't know any futures traders that use fundamentals. I'm not saying they don't exist, but like a futures day trader that uses fundamentals, I can't say I've heard of that. Has anybody here ever heard of that? Yeah, I guess I never asked, but as a reminder, hit that like button if you've been here before and you know you're going to enjoy. Hit the like. If you've never been here before, welcome. It's great to have you. I totally understand you have no idea if you're going to find any value or entertainment, so no need to hit the like button in that situation. But if you have been here before, friendly reminder to hit that like button. Why is the chat so quiet? We are not off to a good start. Friday and then yesterday was amazing, but I gotta shoot straight with you, chat. We are off to a rough start. Dead quiet. My voice isn't feeling the best, so maybe I don't know. Maybe this is my sign to just cut it loose. Just I guess to be fair, it's not even 11. I said this started at 11, so right now you are all the early crew. Thomas Otto, I recognize that name. Yeah, where have you been? Much love from Baltimore. Baltimore, nice city. I got a very good friend that lives there. Well, then you better be interactive in here if you don't want me to cut it short. But man, the chat is dead. We are all listening to you. Well, you see, you got to listen and talk, or else it just seems like I'm talking to a void of darkness, and then it just gets awkward in my mind. But I do appreciate you listening. That's good. Well, at this point, I would say there's a very well-defined level here where Of course, no guarantees, but that seems to be an area where I think a lot of people are probably watching that area now. I could see longs that are trying to play this reversal probably putting their stop right below that area. So we'll see. We'll see if the price does want to get rejected back down. It is struggling right now at the dotted brown line, which is a pivot point here. And I'm almost wondering, do I try to take this short again? Okay. But if I have a stop above these highs, my stop is almost right in front of the pivot, so that makes it a little sketchy. Been here before, but never traded, trying to learn so I can set it up. Yeah, I recognize your name, Everton. I do recognize that name. Good to see you back again. Ryan shorted at 218. Where's your all right. I would just I'm sorry, 218. So right about here. So he's slightly in the red right now. I do. Right here is my hot drink. It's got some sort of cold, sore throat, congestion magic in it. Stop loss is at 259. Hopefully some whiskey. I'm not like you, Jim. I'm not like you. I don't know. I'm still bearish bias. Maybe this is really stupid. But I mean, we did have this big move down. So from a bigger picture standpoint, it is still a bear flag pattern. Now, of course, what makes trading hard is just because it's a bearish pattern does not mean for sure guarantee the price is going to go downwards. Maybe this thing just channels all the way back up. But that is why, if like, why this has been going up? Why is this guy still trying to short? Because that's why. Because I'm just looking at from the big picture standpoint. Overall, there is a bear flag pattern. Yes, in the very near term, sure, it's going up, but it's just a question of is this actually going to continue? It's right at the 50% on the fibs. I don't know. Like I said, this is either really stupid. Oh, great. I'm short 15. Okay. That's not what I did not want to be short 15 MNQ. So I'm guessing I had the 1 in there, but then I went and I thought I deleted out the 1, so I put a 5. But no, I did not delete out the 1. So it was 15. So I'm grateful that it at least worked out in my favor. I suppose I'm talking in hindsight, but it's always freaky when that happens. But are you sure there's any? Yeah, I don't know. Fair point. Maybe there is whiskey in there. Now, in hindsight, what I should have done is just taken out the 10 contracts very quickly for that profit, and then I should still have my 5. But that's much easier said than done when all of a sudden you're in 15 and you're like, oh crap, yeah. In the next 20 years, will we see publicly managed aerial corridors for flying traffic? Like flying cars? How did you get out of market so fast? Yeah, I just clicked that. The gray button. Not only does that, cancel all your orders that you have out there, but it does also take you out of the trade. TDTH. Okay. Is that a ticker symbol, or is that like some sort of shorthand that I don't know? Today, Dan thought highly. Is that what that means? Today, Dan thought highly. It's almost like OC Funk is just hopping around from one live stream to a next, just typing that. Assuming it's a ticker symbol. Are you a pumper, OC Funk? Are you a pumper? Well, if he is a pumper, he's probably gone. If he's doing what I think he's doing, he's probably not here anymore, so I'm not sure why I'm talking to him. Mayo, hello from Romania. All right, yeah. I remember the name Mayo, but I'd be lying if I said I remember that you're from Romania, but thanks for the reminder there. Today, Dan tried hockey. That could be what he meant too. I can't remember if I mentioned this, but friends came in from out of town. They've left now, which is why I missed the morning session, but also I was up till like 1 a.m. last night. So my mental is probably not great. I don't feel great. But I don't think that was the reason why I screwed up. I think because I've screwed up before. But I'm sure my mental isn't as clear as it should be. So I really do need to be extra careful today because I don't feel the best, as I'm sure you can hear. I was up really late, not feeling the best. So in other words, I've been making a lot of poor life decisions. But if friends are in from out of town, you kind of gotta make poor decisions every now and then. Looks like a ticker from some. Yeah, well, OC Funk, we day trade crypto around, or we do not know. I take that. See, the mentals are. We day trade futures around here, OC Funk. So yeah. Do you think IXH will do like open? No, nope. Here's the problem. Here's the quicker you realize this. Well, I mean, the quicker you realize in like micro cap stocks, the sooner that they're just garbage, so just come day trade futures, the better. But if you just stay in micro cap stocks, small caps. The sooner you realize that as there's a big mover, what you'll notice is literally every other stock all of a sudden is the next big mover. So in this situation, open has been the next big mover, or has been the current big mover. So now everything is the next open, right? So no, odds are not that IXHL is going to do a monster move like open. You would never say that. You know what, Jim? If I recall right, you literally kicked me out of your house. Thank you. We'll move on from that because that's what we call a mic drop moment. I was ready to go. I was in bachelor mode. I had literally nothing going on in my life. I was ready to go all night long. And you're like, sir, get out of my house. I said, okay. Hey, good morning, Shingo. We won't blame you for cutting live stream short today. Well, this is not my first rodeo being sick. I think this is just going to, well, it's been this way for a while, but a little new from the live stream. That I'm just going to have to accept that every couple months, I'm going to have to just power through. Because when you have kids, and when you have 6 kids on top of that, you're going to just get sick every couple months. That's kind of how it's been, but I think it stands out more now that I'm doing a live stream. Because now it's like, oh, okay, I got to care about my voice, stuff like that. Hey, just kind of random. But if we have 6 more likes, that'd be a new record. I don't think we've ever hit 50 likes within the opening 20 minutes. So if you have not yet hit that like button, you want to help contribute to a record. OC Funk new here, like your end of day videos. Well, thank you, OC Funk. But yeah, I am trading. This is we're all about Pam's plan here, which is day trading futures through a prop firm. It's right here, Pam's Plant. Very quickly, if you're not familiar, this is the argument on why in the category of day trading you should day trade futures. And then you should day trade futures through a prop firm, which is what Plant is talking about. So in the category of day trading, my contention, which is an undefeated argument, is that the most efficient way to be a day trader is to day trade futures through a prop firm. But small caps move so fast. Not compared to futures, they don't. And then if you start to do copy trading, then the gains just doesn't make sense. Well, please don't tell me we're going to enter into some big old... So I guess at this point, we did this yesterday, but we have officially essentially entered into the sideways channel here. Try to make this the channel all the same color. So there we go. Here's our sideways channel. Now it's kind of just a question of, can we get some sort of... Wow, 61. All right. We are now... It started off very quiet, chat box. I was a little worried about this crowd, but this crowd all of a sudden just moved into record-breaking... Okay. All right. Okay. This is good. This is good. Thank you, XM Trading. Appreciate it. So as I was saying, though, if you're new to the live stream, this thing can, the stream can go 4 hours and beyond, but I need to make sure people are enjoying, are interested, are finding value, and I define those things via that like button. So And I have the metrics in my mind. So for example, definitely we should now be at 200 likes by the 3-hour mark. And if we're not there, then that would just tell me that, okay, I didn't really bring my A game today. So like I said, over time you kind of develop where the metrics should be. And as as the stream continues to grow, pretty soon, then I'll know like, all right, we should be at about 225 likes by the 3-hour mark. But so that's kind of where we're at. And so in other words, hitting the like button is not like just for vanity's sake. It's literally a data point for me to try to figure out, do I want to keep live streaming or not? So that's why I say if you are enjoying, then you hitting that like button plays a very practical role in keeping the party moving. What do people do to help walking away when on tilt? I find using an elastic band on my wrist to pull and let snap me. I don't know if I've heard that one, Rob, but that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the solution to tilt is walking away, but your question seems to be, yeah, but how do I get myself to walk away? And at that point, I would argue it comes down to, I think, a seriousness. If you are serious about trading, and I have not been perfect at this, you should want to walk away. Because at the end of the day, that is just the mental choice that you have. Yes, again, to reiterate, if you're on tilt, the solution is just get away from your computer. But Rob, very, very nuanced question, very good question. Yeah, I get that, but how do you walk away from your computer? Like, is there any sort of trick? And that is that's all between you and your mind, right? So, how serious am I? Because a serious trader is a serious trader, not a serious degenerate gambler. And if I stay here, I'm just going to be a degenerate gambler. So how serious do I want to be about being a trader? Hey, Murad, I have no idea. You definitely don't want my thoughts on PROK long term. We are day trading futures here. We're not putting any amount. Why are you trading that garbage, Murad? Like, why? Why are you in PR? Let me guess, Murad. You'd like to be a day trader, but because of the $25,000 PDT rule, you can't be a day trader. Therefore, you're trying to do whatever you can to get up over $25,000. So you're trading that price range, looking for big explosions so that you can get up over $25,000. Is that, am I barking up the right tree? Is that why you're kind of focused on such nonsense stocks like that? Because you have small capital. Well, let me put it this way. Would you like to be a day trader? Meaning day trader defined as you can buy and sell, have unlimited day trades every single day. Does that sound something like is ideal? Like in your ideal world, if I said, hey, you can be a day trader, again, day trader defined as having unlimited day trades every single day, is that something that you'd be like, yeah, that sounds like my ideal situation? Again, I realize you're not in that situation right now because you have small capital, but is that your ideal situation to have unlimited day trades each day? Yeah, okay. Well, how much capital do you have? Because I very well may have a solution for you known as Pam's Plant, but how much capital do you have? Or a shot collar? Hey, how about you start talking about this? The setup right now is a sideways channel. So that's why I'm just kind of shooting the breeze, because it's just a question of which way does it want to go within the sideways channel. Okay, 2,000. Okay. And what country are you in? Yeah, I think that's probably true. What country are you in? All right, well, what is this? I mean, we're basically at the midpoint of this channel too, so it's completely quite a bit in neutral territory. Now, I still do have an overall bearish bias because of the bear flag that I talked about earlier. But yeah, right now, I mean, the very near term, just totally sideways. I'm in the USA. Okay, well, you could become a day trader today by doing Pam's Plan. Because I mean, you have $2,000, so that would take you a long way. Because you could do what I'm doing here. You could sign up with a prop firm. You could go here, and if you go to the link at the top of the screen, you could go, for example, get yourself $50,000 in purchasing power. Make sure you use code Clay so you get that 40% off. And it would cost you $102. and you would limit it, you would literally have unlimited day trades. Why? Well, because this would get you into the futures market. And the nice thing about the futures market is this right here, which would pertain to you. The pattern day trade rule, there is none. So you can become a day trader in the world of futures, and you can do it quote unquote safely in the sense of you have very minimal risk through the prop firm for, as that you just saw there, $102. So you do not need to waste your time with those small cap nonsense stocks. Well, I don't know anything about futures. Well, do you know how to read a chart? Yeah. Well, then you're 97% of there to trading futures, because futures are 97% charts. The final 3% is just some basic math. What do I think about? From what I guess he did say today. I'm assuming you're trying to day trade it. Again, same exact topic that I just talked about Murad with Stormtrooper vlogs. Why are you trading ARE? And there are better things out there that you could day trade. Way better things. Way better things. I don't know. Today we got all sorts. We had 3 people pop in from talking about stocks. All 3 of these make me think that they think that they're trapped. Oh, well, this is the only thing. I don't have a lot of capital. I got to trade. No, you don't. Pam's plant. You can trade something that moves way better than your stocks anyways, and have unlimited day trades, and have very minimal risk. I might be interested. All right, approaching the bottom part of the channel now. Again, trying to figure out some sort of direction here. Just continuing to kind of putz around this area. I discovered this worked really well yesterday. So give me right now, give me a 1 if you're in long, give me a 2 if you're in short, or give me a 3 if you're kind of just observing. Again, 1 long, 2 short, 3 just observing, you're not in a trade. Wayne, just go to the link at the top of the screen. It's all right there. It's all literally right there for you. That site will walk you through everything. The link that's on the top of the screen there. Go there. Okay, so looks like the majority of people. Sun Nation is apparently 13 and lives in his mom's basement. But everybody else answered it properly. Gotcha. All right. Observing, but I wouldn't do any longs today. Okay, well, I've made some money on some longs already. But yeah, maybe your strategy, which I clearly don't know what your strategy is, but yeah, if your strategy says for whatever reason you shouldn't do any longs today, then don't do any longs today. I'd be very interested in how a strategy could suggest, like, you just can't do longs today. Again, I'm not saying that your strategy is wrong or whatever, but that sounds kind of like a unique thing. All right, here we go to the bottom of the channel. Does it bounce? I'm telling you, better than any Hollywood movie. I mean, grab your popcorn. This is the good stuff right here. Is it going to break? Wait for the break of the line you traced. Wait for a pullback. Short it. All right. I think what Hack is saying is wait for it to break, then have it come back up, and on the back test get short. So I think that's what they're advocating, the back test and go. I think. You know, I say this with all due respect, myself included, but punctuation, like commas and periods, they do go a long way. It's online. I know it's online. I'm just saying that, like, it does help. Spelling, yeah, I totally understand, like, to nitpick somebody on their spelling, whatever. But, like, grammar can help. Well, once again, boom, right off the bottom of that channel. Hey, Batman with Cheese, did you get your whole data situation figured out? Are you now on live data? Now, what would be interesting, what if this wants to level off here and this becomes kind of like some sort of new little high, I could see getting short for the break, and then I have a nice tight stop right there. But like I said, I want to see this channel out a little bit more, but this could be interesting. Long time no talk from Knoxville. Knoxville, Tennessee? Must be if you're in Buras County. I'm assuming that's Knoxville, Tennessee. As much as I regret not letting winners run, channel trading seems to be the best bet most of the time. I mean, whatever works for you, Ryan. I mean, yeah. Just with channel trading, you better be rock solid discipline. Okay, I'm in Knoxville, Iowa, which is why I asked what Knoxville are you in. So yes, for you to just not include the state, there are other Knoxvilles out there, brother. And I'm one of those other people that is in Knoxville, Iowa. So for all I knew, you were my next door neighbor. Oh no. Well, that happened quick. Wow. I was as you can see, my little cursor is up here. It was on the sell ask, but it happened a little too quick. So it had entered my mind to get short, but as you see, I was not fast enough. So yeah, this pivot point now is basically the new area of resistance. It doesn't even necessarily care about the top of the channel, but if you look closely right there, rejected the price, right there, rejected the price, and then even right there, once again, rejected. Wow. Okay. All right. Now on this candle, even probably the next candle, if it comes on there and breaks through it, I'm not going to take that trade. The strong bearish trend at the start of the session is enough for me personally to feel more at ease and secure trading shorts rather than longs. In any case, Dan I think Dan you need to hit live, brother. You're giving me a number 3 for something I asked probably 10 minutes ago, close to 10 minutes ago. Sounds good, Goosty. Appreciate the explanation. But yes, at the end of the day, still searching for some kind of potential direction, clues for the direction. And that's what I think this channel will be helpful with. Again, just because the price breaks one way or another doesn't guarantee that that is now the new direction. But again, just trying to seek for clues. But me saying, well, I'm seeking for clues for direction, like, that doesn't even mean anything. Is that, well, can you define what a clue may be? Sure. And that's why I love charts. My clue would be the sideways channel. And what direction does the price break through it? Again, that's not a guarantee, but it is a clue as to what direction the price might want to go. Again, if this wants to consolidate out here, I could have a nice stop with that green line there with the 21 EMA. I'm not willing to take this short on this candle here, though. Probably not even the next. But if this wants to consolidate out for a couple more candles and then push through there, I could see myself interested in the short on the break there, stop just above the 21 EMA. Hey, Clay, for me, I would wait If it breaks to the down, leaving a displacement, wait for a pullback, then short it. Can't go long or short where it is. Yeah, right. Sounds like what you're describing to me. I don't know what a displacement is. It sounds cool. Like, that sounds really intense. Like, wait for a displacement. I think what you're saying is wait for it to break down, wait for it to come back up, and then look for something like that, which I just call kind of a back test and go. Right? It broke down, it back tested the breakdown point, and now you want it to go. I think that's what you described. Your description certainly made you sound way smarter than me. I'm saying back test and go. You're using words like displacement. Displace, like 3-syllable words, man. Baller. Shorted Bob. Why, Mail, why are you trading? Oh, yeah, that's right. You're in Romania. You don't have access. You don't have access to Pam's plan, if I remember right. Where's the R's? Yeah, Romania. Bummer. All right, so I guess I see why you're day trading stocks. Fair enough. Caught the bear flag this morning. Good job. Yeah. I was telling people I had company that spent the night. They're out of town friends, so we were hanging out at breakfast during that open, and I'd like to think that I would have taken that too. I mean, just pretty textbook. Bear flag. I'd like to think I took it for 150 points too. I don't think I would have gotten 150 points out of it, but well done, sir. Well done. Did you? Was that a copy trade too? So like I said, that would be great. I don't want to see this. Right now we have a nice clean profile right here. Nice clean flat area where I could throw a stop. So I really don't see I don't want to see the price violate that. And right now we are putting in lower lows. Or I'm sorry, lower highs. There's a high. There's a high. If this is a new high, then if you want to envision these as stair steps, are these stair steps leading to a downwards move? That's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering. Yes, it was 5 cons. Good job, man. Congrats. That's awesome. Come back down. Don't. Okay, so kind of putzing around right around this area. I knew it. Yes, I knew. Okay, so hack is from that camp. Gotcha. Appreciate the thoughts, Hack. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I think it's range bound for now. Well, that is what it's been since, I guess, essentially, I don't know, 10:35. Just, I don't know when I drew these lines in here. That's probably been, at least 15 minutes ago? Like I was saying right now, I'm just looking for clues to where the overall direction wants to go. But and also, as I was just mentioning, I understand me just saying I'm looking for clues doesn't mean anything. It's like, okay, just a statement. But I am defining clues as, clue number 1, which way does the price break through this sideways movement? What's the platform I'm using? The platform I'm using is twofold. Number 1 fold, I'm doing all this through a prop firm. So if you wanted to get to my exact quote-unquote platform, step 1 would be you'd go here to the link at the top of the screen, select the purchasing power you want. Again, use code CLAY to get the 40% off. And then after that, they'll ask you what platform do you want to use, and what I'm using is Tradeovate. You do not need to go to Tradeovate and set up in a separate account. They will do all that for you, and then they'll just email you. They, being the prop firm, will email you your login information. So it's twofold, my platform. Layer number 1, I'm doing a prop firm. Layer number 2, through the prop firm, I'm using Tradeovate. Where will XRP be by next January? It'll be at $3.72. On the dot, 372. Yeah, hack. I got into futures back in November. My community finally convinced me. Oh, why'd you delete that? Does that prop firm pay you out? Yep. Yep. Take Profit Trader will pay you out, and they got daily payouts too. Once you get to the pro accounts, you can request money every single day if you make it, and they pay. They pay very quickly too. The front end customer service, yeah, rightfully it can be a little on the slow side, but the back end, like payments, how fast they get approved, how fast they get sent to your account. I think last week, yeah, from the moment I requested the payout to the moment it was processing or pending in my checking account, it was just a couple hours. It was fast. So the initial trial period is not paid. No, that's your test phase, and that's just how prop firms work. Or they can say straight to funded, which just means they charge you more money, so you get to skip the test phase, but now you just paid more money. By the way, I hope everybody picked up the sarcasm. I have no idea where XRP is going to be next January. Spoiler alert, nobody knows where it will be next January. So Young and everybody else, I hope you connected the dots that I was just trying to be sarcastically funny. I hope. If not, I'm scared for you. Hello, Sly Lou. Man, just what a... Actually, does anybody... Was there a drama? Again, for context, I missed the morning session. But, like, was there a tweet? Was there news? Was there something that actually created this? Or is this just a strike? It just happened? Does anybody know? This right here. Tweet, news, or did it just happen? Oh, Paul said something? Okay. So now we have two different... Jocko says NVDA. Lun says Paul. Oh, Paul was talking. Okay. Paul. All right. So yeah, I don't know. Jocko, maybe Jocko's comment about NVDA had something to do with something else. Okay, Paul talked this morning. Let me check the... That was at 8:30. So an hour before the market even opened, though. I don't know. That doesn't make a lot of sense in my mind. Or was he still speaking at open? Because according to that, or was that posted in Central Time? I don't know. I'm assuming that what I'm looking at is Eastern Time. So I don't know. That doesn't make much sense in my mind. I'm not saying you're wrong, but if he was talking right here, unless he was still speaking at open, I guess that's potential. Powell can now predict the future. Didn't you hear? He said Trump equals bad. Had a 2-minute speech at 8:30 Central. Oh, okay. So that was at 9:30 then. Okay. But goodness. I hope this isn't like the move of the day. If it was, I mean, that's why I like early morning trading, right? Stuff like this, it doesn't take a whole lot to make a worthwhile day. And then later on, you can kind of get stuck in stuff like this, where it just really becomes patience is the name of the game. Patience and random conversations if you're on a live stream. Patience and or I guess maybe the random conversations help with the patience, because that way you're not like thinking about everything. You're just kind of distract your mind a little bit. I was watching NVDA and NDQ was tracking along, most likely other factors. Why were you not watching futures, Jocko? Well, I'm very confused. Jocko, are you not day trading futures? You are not new to this live stream, Jocko. Why would you be watching NVDA? Why would you not be watching futures? Are you making poor life decisions, Jocko? You're not day trading futures, Jocko? I don't know what the no clay is. Oh, you were watching. Okay. Good. Well, you said NVDA. And just back and forth we go. I don't know. What are we gonna talk about? We gotta shoot the breeze somehow with something. On your other screen. Gotcha. All right. Whew. I was about to lose my mind. Ooh, let's make sure we're up to 100 likes by the hour mark. That's kind of a newer metric I'm using. We should be able to hit 100 likes by the hour mark. So still got 15 minutes to get 18 more likes. So it shouldn't be an issue, but if you have not yet hit that like button, make sure you do that. I'm using the like button as my metric of people's interest, as people's entertainment. So if you are enjoying, make sure you hit that like button. I think that's a more than fair metric to try to aim for now. That would be too expected to help gauge if I brought my A game or not. Okay, wow. Now it's just a question of, are we about to get rejected off the top of the channel again? Okay, I'm in. Short. Just going to try to play the range here. Unless this is the time the range just breaks to the upside. Which, if you were here last week, we had a whole... No, I mean, it wasn't hilarious, but it was kind of just ironically hilarious. That something was getting rejected, and no kidding, was rejected 19 times. And then I took it on the 20th, and yeah, losing trade. So we about to have one of those things by the time I finally take... Yep. All right, let me let this thing maybe settle out here. I'm telling you, I cannot range trade. I can't do it. For the sell-off, it may be the statement by Henson that Powell could retire. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Wisconsin neighbor. You're in Wisconsin? Gotcha. I'm still learning the geography of Iowa, so if I remember right, I think... No, wait. What's above Iowa? This is bad. Is it Wisconsin or Minnesota? I think it's Minnesota, isn't it? You're getting better at Rage Trader? Yeah, I mean, that's a skill set that I suppose you could have. Okay, this is a nice candle if it stays down here. Like, I'm actually feeling good about the short if this candle stays looking pretty similar. All right, I'm lowering the position size here just because I'm not... Still got 3 contracts left, but I mean, come on. It's a beautiful candle. There we go. Okay, 2 left. I'll take another one off right there at the 21. So we'll let this final one work for me. I don't know. Where do I put my stop? Kind of tricky. Well, how it goes. Would love to see if it wants to break down through the 21 EMA, but I could very realistically see that as the bounce point, which is why I took another one off right there. But I'd love to be wrong that this isn't a bounce point and it comes down here. So I still got one just in case it does. I'm going to just put this basically at break even for my final one. All right, so final one is at break even. So this is a winning trade. Just right now, a question of how big of a winning trade will it be? Because I don't know how far down this thing actually wants to come. So this is a great spot to be in as a trader. Around here, we call it the sweet spot, where my only stress right now is not if I make money, but how much money am I going to make? Because I don't know how far down this price could go. But right now, it's looking like it is going to stop me out. But hey, I'd love to be wrong, have it come back down. Gallon Ho, hello. Yes, I remember you. Before you ask. Karen, okay, Minnesota's above it. Gotcha. Again, I'm in. It's been a green trade, and it will be a green trade. I'm just trying to figure out how big of a green trade it will be. Although, looking like, again, look at that, right off the 21 EMA. I'm glad I took off that one right down here. Right? Took one off there just because it's like, okay, that could be the bounce point, and it was. So, all right. Well, I was positioned for this thing to maybe make me that much more, but the 21 EMA. Your voice sounds deep. Yes. Yes, because I'm not feeling the greatest. But I'm here for you, Gallon Ho. My wife is like, you sound not good. I said, but what about Gallon Ho? What about if Gallon Ho shows up looking for me and I'm not there? I got to tough it out for Gallon Ho. My sweet, sweet wife, I've got to tough it out for Gallon Ho. That was my conversation this morning. Just for you. I'm here just for you. That's it. Yeah, that's right. I do sound extra manly. As I'm speaking right now, I can feel hair growing onto my chest. It'd be nice if it would grow on my head, but it chooses not to. It chooses to grow out of my ears and my nose at this point in my life. Hair is growing everywhere but the ideal location, my head. You know? I don't know. The body starts to become your body becomes a prankster once you hit, I don't know. I've plucked some hairs out of some interesting areas, you know? I've had some on my nose before. I'm like, what? It's crazy. It's crazy. You got that, bro? I thought it was no. I got hairs in areas that are just like, interesting. Side effects of high testosterone. Yeah, it's from all that chicken breast I eat. Chicken breast and broccoli and creatine. Who needs maple syrup when you can just use creatine syrup, you know? Wait until you're 50. Oh boy. I got 9 years for that though. So I'm gonna try to enjoy every year I have right now. All right, it is approaching that 21 EMA again. So if you're still short, I don't know, maybe this will be the break for you. I'm rooting for you if you're short. Is anybody short? Give me a 2 right now if you're short. I was short, as you know, but I've been stopped out. But isn't it? Oh, wow, 102 likes. Here we go. This is great. See, it's easy to overcome the sicknesses and stuff like that when you know people are interested in enjoying. And when you have a metric such as that like button that tells you if people are interested, man, that's a good morale boost on my part. Live streaming is very mental. Like it can get disheartening in a hurry. Like if the chat box goes quiet or the likes just stall out, it's like what's going on here? But so yes, thank you to all of you that hit that like button. It is a good metric. It's a motivating metric. You're now flat. Carlos, hello. All right, so not a whole lot of people in here are short right now, but once again, the 21 EMA strikes again. Not quite able to push down through it. I will say this, so I'm relatively proud of myself. Like I said, I've never been the greatest range trader, but that was a range trade that I took, and it worked out. Worked out. It was good. I'm happy. Some of you really good range traders are like, what are you going to tell us next? That you're proud that you can wipe your own butt? Like I get it. I get it. From like that standpoint, it's not that impressive. But as somebody that's never really been having their bread and butter being range trading, I'm happy. I'm happy. You know. I'm a big kid now. Now flat. So in what sense? You don't have a position, or like you're break even? And if you mean that you're now break even, hopefully you meant it in the sense of you were red and now you're flat break even. I'm assuming you mean position size, but I've seen that terminology used in a couple different ways. Stopped out, yeah, okay. And look at this little range stuck between the pivot point and that dotted brown line. See if I can zoom in here. There we go. There we go. That makes it easier to see. So here's the range it's stuck in right here. About 24, about a 9-point range price is stuck in currently. I'm almost halfway tempted to try the long. I'm gonna sit that out though. Because it is choppy. I mean, there's no doubt about that. So got to be aware that you really can't complain too much. So if I were to go long here and then see it, do something like that, I mean, I really can't complain about it because I know this is choppy action. I know we're in the middle of a channel, so like, what should you really expect? So you are, I'm not saying you can't make money, but it's one of those things where you got to be open and aware of the fact that you could be stepping into a meat grinder where you just get chopped to pieces. All right, I'm glad I did not do that. I'm glad I did not try to buy right there because that would have been a losing trade, is it? Well, for you shorts, congratulations if you're still holding. You did get the break of the 21 EMA, and you're seeing you're getting some movement. Next big question mark, though, is the purple line right here, the 50-period moving average. Will it be able to hold, or is the price going to push down through it? Today's only Tuesday, huh? My week is so messed up right now. It does not feel like a Tuesday. I'm thinking of a short right now, but I'm curious where my stop could be. That's no. I don't know if I want to go short right into that purple line there. That's probably that's probably a little ill-advised. So I'm going to listen to my bladder instead. I will be right back. Well, it doesn't look like I missed anything. Just in case you're wondering, on the 5-minute, I mean, just truly bounce and then boom, just straight up sideways over the past. I mean, we're over an hour now. Again, that doesn't mean you can't make money. I'm just saying, range traders have been there. They're in like their magical, mystical fantasy land filled with Sour Patch Kids and all that. What am I trading? I'm trading futures, specifically NQ and MNQ futures. What do you trade, Eric? Out of curiosity. I'm kind of tempted. Can we get the break through the pivot point here? I don't know. If I got one, I could probably pick up a couple and then just have my stop. It's just, I don't know. The difficulties of trading within a channel. Like where do you even put your stop where it actually is like a logical area? SPX? SPX options? You're day trading SPX options? Oh, there it went. Yeah. Yeah, day trading options, Eric, I would just very politely suggest to you are working harder, not smarter. Options are just no good. No good. You are definitely working harder than what you need. I'm not saying you can't make money. I'm just saying you're working very inefficiently. Are there any other options day traders in here? I realize that can be somewhat of an inflammatory statement. Be like, oh, you day trade options? That's not smart. That's very inefficient. You're working harder, not smarter. So give me a 1 if you're an options day trader. I'd be happy to show you the math real quick to show you how you were operating inefficiently. You were working harder, not smarter. Really, Laura and Eric are the only options traders in here? That's kind of wild. All right, well, maybe you're just shy. Well, when you buy an option, let's think about it. How do you make money? You make money if it goes up. Fair enough. Well, what happens if it goes down? Well, that's obvious. You lose money. But everything, no matter if it's an option, a piece of real estate, anything with a value, can also just go sideways, right? So there's 3 things that anything can do. So the average person, the normal person, the rational person is going to be like, well, if it goes sideways, that's actually neutral. Not so in options. In options, you also lose money. Why? Well, because there's something called theta. So think about it. Of the 3 things an option can do, 2 of those 3 things causes you to lose money, meaning you have a 67% chance of losing money every time you trade options. Now, you may be saying, but Clay, I make money day trading options. I'm impressed, and I'm not trolling. That is actually very, very impressive. Well done to you. My question to you would be, though, can you imagine how much money you'd be making or how much money you would have made if you would not have had to deal and you are not having to deal with theta? Like, think about that. No theta. And that's why futures are a great thing. Part of what we preach around here is day trading futures through a prop firm. And one of the great things is right here. You get to say goodbye to theta. So not only do futures move better than options anyways, but let's just assume options and futures move the same. Not true, but let's just assume. Yes, futures are contracts just like options are contracts. But the difference here is there is no theta in futures contracts. So it literally makes 0 mathematical sense to be day trading options when there is something that, but again, like I said, we're just assuming that futures and options move the same. They don't. Futures move better. So you can trade something that moves better anyways and does not have theta. So, that's where I say it just does not make any sense at all to day trade options when there's such a thing as futures that exist. Yeah, exactly, Thomas. Time decay. Slimmy, hello. I switched to futures this week from options. Got tired. And what do you think of futures? So we have Alonzo. Alonzo was day trading options, and he just moved to futures. So what are your thoughts then? Trump's talking right now. Can somebody confirm that Trump is talking? I sometimes day trade options with that's a very. I'm thinking about what you just said with the broken wing what are we doing? Broken wing butterflies, pink iron dolphins. I mean, good grief. Alonzo, like you're saying, no time decay. So is it safe to say, Alonzo, that day trading futures is way better than day trading day trading futures is way better than day trading options? I don't want to speak for you, but that's where it seems like you're headed. Trump is speaking. Okay. I did not catch it, Slimmy. I was not at the Open. I had some things going on, so I missed the Open. Wish I knew about this. All right, well, Alonzo, there you go. There you go. So here is another new convert. Somebody that was day trading options but has now tried day trading futures and is like, oh, yeah, that's way better. I don't know how to trade futures. What do you use in your decision make? Eric, so when you're trading your SPX, what are you using as your tool to make your decisions? Are you using the chart? Yeah, I hear you, Alonzo. I hear you. So the top of this channel is just no bueno. Not a problem of breaking, but in terms of building momentum, the bulls just can't do it. We can't hear you. I'm not sure that's true, Omar. I think people can hear you. Omar, turn up your volume. I think, Omar, options are good for swing trading. Well, yeah. Well, Pam's plan that's why I'm talking about Pam's plan is the category of day trading. Yes, the chart. Okay. Well, then you understand futures 97%. You don't have to learn anything about, I don't know how to trade futures. Yes, you do, because you trade with charts. So you're 97% of the way there, Eric. It's a faulty premise. I understand you think you need to learn a bunch of stuff. Well, I don't know what a futures. How do you trade future? The same way you trade everything else. You make your decisions with charts. And then there's like 3% more, but the final 3% is not a big deal at all. It can be easily explained. It's just, well, how do points work? And like I said, it's very straightforward. And then, yeah, futures through a prop firm is definitely the way to go. All right, so back down we go. So history right now suggests to buy the breakout of this upper channel. No good. No good. 3 right there, broke above it, could not build any momentum, came back up here, broke above it, could not maintain any momentum. Now, at some point in the future, no pun intended, the price will go up there, break through it. It'll be a legitimate break. But as of right now, I would be very leery to buy any sort of breakout. As we now head back down. So I'm very curious to see how the price is going to behave at that purple line there. Do we actually break it, which then sends us down to the bottom of the channel? Yeah, Laura, yeah, but with prop firm, well, how much do you normally put in an option, Laura? Because it's the same thing with futures. Again, you're actually arguing for futures. All right, let's see what it wants to do at the purple line. The prop firm that I'm using and that I've used and suggest they're legitimate, they paid me multiple times, is what you see at the top of the screen there. It's also tagged in the chat box. If you go there, use code Clay, that'll give you the promotion. That's the one I'm using, all that. To long or not to long? If this comes down and then comes back up, I may have to take a swing at it from the long side. Is it a good idea to trade futures for beginners? I'll nitpick that. To trade futures through a prop firm, I would say is an efficient way to get your money to take you as far as possible to learn. So, no, beginners just trading futures alone, no. But trading futures through a prop firm, yeah, I think that's a very wise way to go about it. All right. It is not holding. That's why I'm glad I waited for confirmation. Like I said, I want to see it come down there and then bounce. But the fact that it came down here and is not bouncing, that's where I am not getting any confirmation of strength. Therefore, going long doesn't seem to be too wise. I just passed my first eval. Do I have to activate right away? First off, Tommy, congrats. And no, you do not have to activate right away. Again, what we advocate and what I say around here is right here, Pam's plant. The argument of why you should day trade futures, why futures are just better in the category of day trading, but do it through a prop firm. And the big thing with prop firms is the added risk control, specifically how you protect your own money. Because with a prop firm, you could go and you could get an account for, let's just say you're doing, what you see at the top of the screen there, that 50K, it would cost you 102. That is your entire risk. So if you go on known as blow the account, so if you lose more than 2,000 and blow the account, you don't lose $2,000. Now, if you use your own money in futures and you lose 2,000, well, that is literally $2,000 of your money. So that is the consequence. 2,000 of your money gone. The consequence in a prop firm is you lose your account. But what did you spend on your account? Well, you spent 102. Therefore, that's your actual monetary risk, what you spend on the account. So I mean, it just does not make any sense at all to be day trading other things when you're when consequences for you are thousands of your dollars. When if you chose to make another decision again, day trading futures through a prop firm, your consequences. Okay, yeah, I did lose my account, but like at least I didn't lose thousands of dollars. Nice job, Loyal. 4K. Very good job. Congrats. Thank you again for using code Clay. I checked the my Apex, and I'm like, oh yeah, Loyal was not that I thought you were lying, but like, yeah, thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. However, today I didn't get filled on my exit, which was disappointing down on the day. Also dry fired. Thought I had 20 ticks, but turns out it was 2. Still learning, Alonzo. That's all right. That's part of it. On the bright side, Alonzo, at least you're not having to deal with theta. Yep, exactly. Way more rules. But yeah, they'll pay. Follow the rules, they'll pay. All right. Are we looking at maybe a triple bottom? Bottom 1, bottom 2. Will this be bottom 3? A valid thought in my opinion. Maybe you think that's a crazy thought, but I don't think I'm too crazy to notice that there were buyers here before. There were buyers there right there, although it didn't hit exactly. Buyers here before. So to think that there might still be buyers. Again, there's no guarantees that there are buyers. My point is that at least a valid thought to think that there could be buyers? I think so. Oh yeah, people with options right now are roasted, right? This is the, I mean, theta is, like options traders are cooked. Even if they bought an option where they want it to go up and this finally now goes up, doesn't matter. Theta, because of all this right here, has eaten away so much value. Yeah, good point, Alonzo. This is like a prime example of how day trading options is just utter garbage. Because this here would just, oh my god, I don't even want to think about it. I'm starting to just like have a panic attack. That's crazy. I know, yes. But not really day trade. I mean, day trading, I guess you can kind of sort of do an iron contract, but that is such a hassle. Having to put in like 4 different orders. You need all 4 orders to get filled. It's a hassle. Yeah, but you're overthinking this. You're missing the point. You're missing the point of how can we be efficient? And I'm sorry, day trading iron condors is ridiculous from an efficiency standpoint. Ridiculous. So it is more than the theta argument. I mean, another thing is you don't have to worry about, well, what strike price should I choose? Like, again, there's just a lot of time savings. And is an exact, and I mean, not the exact same, but if you're doing iron condors, yeah, you got to, there's just better ways. There's just better ways is really the only way I can summarize it. Once more, if you're new to the channel, but I make money day trading Forex. I make money day trading crypto. I make money day trading stocks. I make money day trading options. Again, that's not the claim. The claim is you can't make money day trading other things. The argument is you're operating inefficiently. You're taking on more risk than you actually need to. You're trading things that don't move as quick. If you're a beginner, you're going to get more bang for your buck learning-wise by using futures. By using futures with the prop firm. Because if you have $3,000, for example, I mean, $3,000 could be gone relatively quickly and your journey's over. But you can get that $3,000 to stretch out a whole lot longer if you're doing things in a prop firm. Again, that doesn't guarantee that you'll ever figure it out, but the analogy I always like to use, if you're trying to learn how to hit a golf ball straight, the more balls you have to hit, again, doesn't guarantee anything, but it does suggest the better odds are that you'll be able to figure out how to hit it straight. I might just try this just because why not? I'll do it with... Okay, in. Whoop. Wow. What a snap down. Glad I just did one at this point. Now, if this snaps back up, I'll be complaining about why didn't I do more. Oh, there we go. Why didn't I do more than one? What am I doing? Why didn't I do like 30 of them? Man, what in the world? Now, the next thing I'll complain about is if this thing keeps on going green. Then I'll say, why didn't I do more and why am I not still holding? But if this thing comes down, I'll be very happy with myself that I decided to scalp out. Right? In hindsight, it's always easy to find something to complain about and something to beat yourself over the head with. Give me a 5. Does anybody else find that, or is that just me? That in hindsight, it's pretty easy to find stuff to beat you up over, like beat yourself up over? Anybody else ever been there? Give me a 5 in the chat. Or am I the only person where I find like hindsight is very, very convenient, very easy to beat yourself up in hindsight? Like, it seems so easy to find all the wrong things you did in hindsight. It's so easy to find all the things you should have done in hindsight. All right, good. I'm glad there's like 10 of us in the world. That makes me feel better. Misery loves company, I suppose. I think that's how the saying goes. Now this is an example again. This is brutal stuff. Brutal stuff. Because think about it. You got to think there's probably at least somewhere in the world some shorts that got short on the breakdown. Same exact thing. It did break out up here, broke out, but zero momentum continuation. Same thing here. It did break down, zero momentum continuation. So this is nasty action right now. Now, if you played it for a fake break, you got paid very nicely. Because, I mean, it broke down. It would kind of snap down, could have gotten filled, and then it snapped back up pretty quickly. But, so yeah, okay. So on that note, this is why at this point I have zero interest in trying to either short breakdowns or buy breakouts. Because now it's happened on both sides of this range. Again, it's not a problem of, wow, the price can't even break out. No, I think it's even worse. The price can break out like it did there. It can break out like it did there. Well, then both times, just kidding. Hey, just kidding. So this thing is like the JK, right? The just kidding. So right here was a JK. Bears acted like they wanted to be strong. Hey, just kidding. We're going to let the Bulls take back over. Nothing worse than the JK setup. The just kidding. Has anybody ever been taking advantage of the JK against you? Give me a 1. Has a JK ever smacked you in the face? I'm going to hit the 1 for me. I've been smacked in the face by the JK before. The just kidding. Me and Kevin and JJ. All right, there's 3 of us in the world. Me, Kevin, and JJ. Everybody else has never been smacked in the face by the JK. Okay, Frosty. Good. Jamie. Okay, good. The bully domain. Yeah. The nasty JK. But again, if you think it's going to JK, well then just like I said, there were some people down here, kind of myself, that were like, all right, I'm going to actually go long because I think it's about to JK. So that is how you make money from the JKs. We're smacking the stop, then flying. Yeah, that's always rough too. That can come with trying to play JKs though, right? Like if I had bought long here and then on my stop right there, that can be tilt producing too. Where you get failed, it stops you out, and then boop, back up it goes. I mean, trading is just, that's why it's such a mental game. There's so many things that can just drive you up the wall from a frustration standpoint. So many things. Well, on the 5 minute now, looking at, I mean, a good old-fashioned hammer candle, which was a JK, right? It broke down, then just said, hey, just kidding, came back up. So is this now leading to a move all the way back to the top of the channel? I would not call you crazy if that's kind of where your mind's at right now. Clay, I'm new to this platform. Sorry for my stupid question. You take exit so quickly. What's the reason? Well, how long? Because if I'm scalping, then yeah, kind of part of scalping is take it pretty quick. So yeah, I can be in a trade for sometimes just a few seconds, other times a few minutes. Because I'm a scalper, I'm a day trader, Omar, that's why. Thomas, you're on the edge, my friend. You're on the edge of the band, of the hammer, Thomas. You show up out of nowhere and then you're talking nonsense. Pure and utter nonsense. There's some amazing tech at Oshkosh EA flying the shirt. Nothing wrong with taking profits and getting rid of risk. Yes, to a point. I know what you're saying is right, but sometimes that can get misconstrued into you can't go broke taking a profit. Green is green. Nobody ever got hurt taking a profit, and it's like, well, yeah. That's true. That's all. That attitude, not all in all cases, but in many cases, can lead to also. I got a 95% win rate. Oh wow, you must be really profitable. Actually, no, because that 5% when I lose, it's like all my 95%, all my can't go broke taking the profits. All those trades get wiped away. So yes, you can go broke taking a profit. Green is not green. Assuming you're looking at things from the bigger picture. Again, that's how you end up with a 95% win rate, but still not profitable. Taking is good, but you have to keep in mind that you have to take enough profit to cover losses. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Investing for a living. Correct. He chose poorly. Man, when did I start? Started the live stream at 45, pretty much. Yeah, basically we have been in this channel the entire live stream. The entire live stream. This is wild. Remember, hit that like button if you haven't. It makes a difference. So if you're enjoying and you have not yet hit that like button, make sure to do that. It does make a difference. Clay, I'm new to futures. Really enjoyed the futures for a beginner series. Cool. Thanks for watching it, Frosty. Glad it helped. I don't know if that used to be number one on YouTube. Like if you were to go to YouTube and type how to trade futures, like that class would show up number one. But I did do that class like 5 years ago, so I don't know if I still hold the number one spot or not. But yeah, as crazy as it is to say, over the years, I've had a couple videos that like the topic was like YouTube would like. The other one was how to buy a stock. Like my video was either number one or number two. It's not anymore. It's gotten knocked down the list or whatever. But yeah, that's one of my videos that's got, I don't know. I think it's up to like 2.5 million views or something. But yeah, the futures class was the other one. That for a while it was, if you typed how to trade futures, that would be the one that show up number one on YouTube, which was pretty cool. But yeah, I think class one now has over 1 million views. If I remember, I guess I could be lying about that. I'm pretty sure it's over 1 million views though at this point. All right, back down it goes. I think I got to try a long down here. I will, yeah. We'll go long there. Sell right there. So trying to play the bottom of this range. Kind of have this congestion area right here. Congestion. But if this is in any way, shape, or form following the move of a breakdown, I don't want any sort of bigger part in it. So I will wave my white flag right there. So again, entry point is that green line. I'm going to move it down a little bit more. But these moves, they can be very risky just because they can quick spike, knock you out, and then go. But I'm still willing to take it because my risk, monetarily speaking, is so very small. So even if that were to happen, you know, it's not like, oh man, that was $400 gone in the blink of an eye. All right, getting close to getting filled again. This line here is just my own personal annotation of the sideways channel, but that green line is my entry. Red line is my stop. Just trying to play the bottom of the range. Afternoon, happy lunch hour all. Kind of hyped starting my for the email and was able to. Nice job, Tyler. Nothing. Good job, Tyler. Hopefully you use code Clay when you sign up for that account. I hope. If you did, then I think it's like a guaranteed pass. I think that's how the code works. If you use code Clay on your prop firm, it's a guaranteed pass. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Code Clay equals guaranteed pass. You use code Clay and then you just don't make bad decisions. Every decision you make is the best one possible. I think that's how that works with code Clay. I don't have any data to back that up, but that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. I forgot Trump's been talking this whole time. Whoops. Well, now I'm not quite sure if I'd feel comfortable getting long if this thing starts to come back down at this point. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cancel that out. Again, if I were to get filled now, that would imply that this candle here has come all the way back down. And the way the chart would look at that point, a little different than what it would have been looking like in my original trade plan. So I'm going to go ahead and pass on that. Give me a 3 if right now you're just SOH, sitting on hands. Give me a 3 right now in the chat room if you are doing the SOH order, sit on hands. Sounds good, Tyler. Sounds good. All right. A lot of people. So I'm not crazy. That makes me feel better. I think I discovered this yesterday. The whole number system's working really good. 1 for long, 2 for short, 3 for basically not doing anything. Because sometimes I do wonder, and I don't know, maybe I don't think I'm alone on this, but as traders, sometimes it can be like, am I missing something? Is there something obvious? Am I sure that I'm seeing this the way that I probably should? And to see that a bunch of people are seeing it as I am, where I'm just going to sit on my hands, that does make sitting on my hands easier. Whereas if everybody was like, I'm long or I'm short or either long or short, then I'd be like, well, what am I missing then? Because there's a chance that I would be missing something. Trump says use code Clay at... He also says, don't get caught at code play. Yeah, I heard, Trump did say use code Clay. All right, Matt, are you signed up? You got your account now? Back and forth. I don't know. Let's see, 13. I can see, is this going to chop back down to the lower part here? There's been some resistance right around here. So almost like a kind of a channel within a channel. So I am short. We'll give this a try. Oh, come on. Really, you're not even going to make it close? You're just going to come right up and take me out, huh? At least make it look like it was a halfway decent decision. Okay. Well, never mind on that one. It just flat out did not care about that purple line. Did not care about the highs right here. I mean, there was a little area of resistance, but it didn't care about either of those. Up it went. Okay, all right. Hey, TJP, been a while. Where you been, dude? So will it care about the pivot point? I don't have the guts to take it short now. Maybe that's a level it'll finally care about, but... Oh, vacation, nice. Where'd you go? Okay, at least if I would have done this on mine, I'd look a little bit smarter, because at least this one's hesitating. My order, I got filled, and there was no hesitation. Got in, 3.7 seconds later, stopped out. Duluth, Minnesota. Cool. So I want to get short right there, stop over the pivot point, but I'm gun shy now. That last trade just shook me to my bones. I am exaggerating a little bit. It was like a very minimal loss, but I created an account, but I'm having a hard time logging in. Don't you create the account during the checkout process, don't you? $35 away from a payout. Try not to screw this up. You're good. Just don't think about it. Just keep trading like you've been. Don't get inside your own head. Yeah, good point, Fairchild. Did you check all your spam folders? No, I think he means he can't even log into his Take Profit Trader account. I think. And then right off of that area. The good old recency effect. Scorched in my mind was the most recent trade. This one right here, where I shorted at what it was a plausible area where it could get rejected, but because it didn't, I'm like, nope, I'm not doing it right there. At again, another plausible area, and wouldn't you know it, that one's now been rejected perfectly. That is a grade A case study of the recency effect. Every trade is different. But the example that's used oftentimes, if you pet a dog and that dog bites you, odds are the next dog you go up to, you may be kind of scared of because recency effect. Well, this other dog that I pet just bit me. Even though that's a totally different dog, completely different situation, recency effect could have you scared of petting that next dog. Use code when? Today? Just now, Kyle? I need to know when so I don't overdo the grocery budget. All right, Matt, man, you saw it in your spam folder. There you go. Got to remember to check your spam, kids. Last night. Well, thank you, Kyle. So, how's the pro trading coming? Because I know you passed on your first test on your first try for the test. Has that been converted to a pro account yet? The recency effect. Now I'm getting a little irritated. Right? That dog bit me. Oh, but this dog's going to bite me. Well, this is a totally different dog. That's a totally different... And then, boop. The psychology that us traders have to deal with. Hey, we got to get this up to 150 likes. We're falling a little bit behind pace because I have not been asking, and I'm trying not to get annoying about it, but at the same time, many of you have said, no, Clay, it's a good thing because I do forget. Like, I do enjoy it, but I literally forget to hit the like button. So if you have not hit that like button, we got to get this up to 150 likes here. Minimum. It was 5 days ago, and I had to get another because I blew it. Gotcha. Well, it happens. That's why keep them in the stable. At least you know you're able to pass, which is always a good thing. Oh, the pain is getting that much. Come on. There, I like the video. I've been 4 years since I've revisited. Well, welcome back, MJV. It's great to have you. We've been waiting for you. Gotcha. You still train at 1 a.m. It's still it's interesting. Training at 1 a.m. You should rename your podcast to. I need to just rename it to the Trading Reality Podcast. I got to pull out the word stock, but then you got to rebrand everything, and I'm lazy. But yes, every time I'm like, welcome to the stock trading, I'm like, okay, this is so much beyond now stock trading. But yeah, back in 2013 when it started, that had made really good sense for the title. Oh, you hopped into NQ, huh? Yep, NQ, it'll get you. Can also make you rich in a hurry and feel like this is a scam. Wait, did I really just make that amount of money in this amount of time? Yeah, you did. But it is a two-sided coin. I may regret this line right here, drawing that line, but I'm fascinated by it. I am fascinated by that line as a potential short. Not going to take it on this candle, but if we get a situation where this thing kind of comes across the top a little bit more, and then the price right here kind of bumps around, I could see myself getting short with a stop right above the purple line, but I want to see that develop a little bit more. So if it breaks this line on this candle, then yeah, I very well may be left behind. Do I primarily trade NQ at open? Yes. Yep. Oh, that's true, Jocko. That's a good point. Yeah. Good point. All right, so I do not want to see it break on this. No, come on, bounce now. Bounce. Man, see, the recency effect is brutal. I mean, you all heard me say it. Yeah, I sort of want to get short right there, but, my previous trade. I guess I'll be using code Clay soon again. Oh, what happened to you? What were you trading when the account went bye-bye? What was your position size, Christopher? Please don't tell me I was at 20 NQs. Hey, let's get 4 more likes. Let's just get this up over 150, 150. And then we'll put that milestone behind us. Wow. Doggone it. Look at that. Well, is there maybe a back test? Potentially. There's some great movement here. Finally, we're getting some movement. Well, in hindsight, coulda, shoulda, woulda. I'm going to be honest, too. Two what? 2 accounts? There's no shame in that. Like I said, it took me either 4 or 5 tries to get through my first one. It's just kind of that first hurdle. Once you get over the hump, then it's like, okay, you sort of get things figured out. But yeah, so there's no shame if you blow an account. Like I said, that's why it's because blowing an account, like if you say I blew my account and you're talking about like using your own funds, like that probably means you just lost literally thousands of dollars. But in the prop firm world, blowing an account means at most you're out a couple $100. So I mean, I don't want to speak for everybody else, but I'd rather have blowing an account meaning you're out a couple $100 as opposed to blowing an account meaning you're out thousands of dollars. I couldn't even back test enough up there. Look at this thing right off of that pivot point. All right, I can feel the frustration voices are definitely, for those of you that were not here, and people, I was literally talking about going short right here, but I didn't because my first short was essentially right here, and I just got stopped out within like 5 seconds. So I'm like, nope, not going to do it there. Look at what just happened. Again, recency effect. And then look at that. Wow. Textbook case study of the recency effect in trading. Playing out before our very eyes. Unbelievable. Give me a 5 real quick. Like, who of you were here when I was talking about getting short there and then you just heard me kind of rationalize my way out of it? Just so others know, like, I'm not making this up. Like, I was literally talking about getting short there, but then I rationalized my way out of it because I was irritated, upset, scared because I had just my ego was in the way. Well, I don't want to get stopped out again. Look at this thing go. we're approaching this area. Is this maybe going to be where some longs are? Man. Well, congrats to anybody that did take that short right there. Did anybody take this short at the trend line that I mapped out? Good job, Charting Queen. Glad. Are you still in or what? You did, JJ? Excellent. Good. That makes me feel a little bit better about it. Made 200. Nice job. Still in. Good job, Charting Queen. Pro Star PB took the short by accident. Hey, you know what? I guess sometimes luck is better than skill. Take my $900 and ran. Hack, just calm down, Hack. Calm down with your little cult terminology, okay? Let's all calm down with, you know, if you're here from the cult, that's fine. My trading view has the buy short button on the top left corner and meant to change the time. Ah, gotcha. Well, it worked out for you. Maybe, just maybe, something's happening around here. This is like straight up trying to catch a falling knife at this point. Hey, Hack, why don't you do this for us? Instead of just talking in broad terms, using using the lingo, how about you give us a trade plan? You tell us what you mean by that. So give us an entry point, a stop, and a target. And please give us those 3 numbers before the price gets to those levels. So can you do that for us, Hack? Because what we've learned around here is that kind of people from your, from your education, from your whatever, they really struggle to map out trade plans ahead of time. They do like to just talk with broad statements or analyze in hindsight, but like as far as like taking broad statements and making an actual trade plan out, we've kind of discovered, your team, your tribe, whatever you want to call it, struggles in that regard. So you would help separate. Okay, so you're not going to give us any numbers then, Hack? You're like everybody else, all of your other teammates, you struggle to actually assign numbers. You can't give us an entry point, a stop loss, and a target. You're not able to give us those numbers ahead of time? Well, I'm asking you, can you do that, Hack? I'm trying to learn. You tell us to do all this. Wait for the IFVG to be hit and short. Okay, that's a broad statement. That doesn't mean anything. So what I'm asking is, could you help, for all of us, could you make that mean something? Well, Clay, how can I make that mean something? By giving us an entry point, a stop loss, and a target all before the price gets to those levels. Are you able to do that, Hack? Can you give us those 3 numbers ahead of time? Bought open at 390. Is that a bad buy or decent buy? Well, I don't know. Where's your stop loss at, Braden? Where's your stop loss at? That'll help tell you if it was a bad or good buy. If you got stopped out, yeah, probably not the greatest buy. I swear, Hack, you better not show up and hindsight it. Tell us everything after things have played out. Don't do it. Don't do it. Let's go. We need some numbers ahead of time. Trying to get short at 190 on this retest stop at 196. Thank you, Zach. Thank you for demonstrating what that looks like. How to give numbers ahead of time. That's great. $84. Okay, I'm in short. Let's see if this thing wants to come back down. First time tuning in, Clay Kidder, share your approach. Yeah, I'm a technical trader. Yep. Like to use candlesticks. Took one out there. Really, you can't roll down more than that. Yeah. So I'm a technical trader. Candlesticks, trend lines, moving averages. I like to look for good risk versus reward scenarios. Still have 3 left. 3 contracts left, that is. Let's see if we can get some more push to the downside. Could still be a losing trade. It'll just be more manageable because my position size is less and I've taken some profits. There we go. Have 2 more left. So let's just do this with the final 2. Put it slightly above my entry point. There we go. So there we go. I will throw out this down here just in case we get some sort of bigger movement. I'll take off my final one. Oh, come on back down. So again, this is a winning trade. This will be a winning trade right now. The question is just how big of a winning trade will it be? And the only reason why I don't know that is because I have no idea how far down this thing could go, which is the sweet spot of trading. My only stress right now is how much money am I going to make, which is a great spot to be in because I have no idea how far down this could come, which is great. A great stress to have. If you've never had this sort of stress, I encourage you, get yourself in the sweet spot of trading where you are, all right, stopped out there. So, all right, well, I was positioned. Had this thing just rolled over, I would have been good. But it didn't. It snapped back. Oh, come on. That's all right. My stop was self-admittedly pretty tight, so. Okay, I guess to be fair to Hack, he said he went short at 190. I don't know if he put that in there before or after. Can anybody confirm? Did Hack tell us he got short at 190? Like when the price, before the price got up to 190, or is that after the fact? I don't know. I remember last time I lost my lady with it. Well, it sounds like you might want to do a better job managing risk then. That sounds like a pretty brutal situation. What a difficult day. Yeah, I missed the opening part of it, so I don't know if that was really tricky action or not. I'm thinking you're just joking, though. I'm pretty sure you didn't lose and then lose your lady. I hope that's a joke. I hope that's a joke. If it's not, that's actually a very sad situation. I am assuming you're kidding around, though. But I guess you never know in this world. All right, we'll see if this wants to roll back over some more. I may be interested in another short, but we'll see. I'm not interested down here because it seems like the move has kind of happened a little bit, so I don't know if I'd want to necessarily be hopping in short here. Wait, did you say your target's low of the day? So you're risking 6 points, but yet you're going for... I guess that could work out, but that seems like... yeah. I mean, you might only be right 20% of the time, but I guess the math could still work out where 20% of the time you're still overall green. I don't know. That seems like a pretty aggressive price target. Unless you meant this low right here. No, low of the day. Okay. I'm almost contemplating a little scalpy scalp here, but gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Some situations I could look to get a little aggressive, build a position size here with the idea it will at least not necessarily crash, but roll back over and have a stop up here. But it's one of those where if I'm wrong, I'll be right on the day. But again, to be fair, if I'm right, then I'm going to get that much greener. Not that I'm really green right now, but I'll definitely. You get stopped a lot. All right, yeah. Yeah, I would assume you get stopped a lot if you're risking 6 points, but then you're going for like 100 points. So I would say you're more of like a swing day trader where you're willing to hold for the next 3 hours. I'm not saying that's wrong, but yeah, for me, I don't think I can hold for 3 hours. I trade MNQ and NQ. So like this is the same account. This is the results from my MNQ trading, and that's the results from my NQ trading. Diego got short at 95. Oh, wait, no. He was trying to get short at 95. I guess it never hit there for you, Diego. Just looking back in the chat here. So 5 minute, basically have a little miniature bear pennant. Drew this very crudely, but there you go. There is the bear pennant on the 5 minute. So yeah, if you're bearish minded, I don't think you're crazy. Up 500 on that S&P today. Congrats. Please don't tell me you're doing SPY options. Please don't tell me that's what you mean by that. There it goes. Okay, in. First target is that green line right there. Come on. A little bit more. There we go. Very good. And then let's make sure this is a winning trade. So I'll put my stop right there. So just trying to catch the momentum. If this momentum wants to continue, great. So again, I am once again in the sweet spot of trading. It's not if I make money, but how much money am I going to make? A great stress to have. I love feeling stressed out in this way right now. Come back down. Don't. I mean, this has been a very big move already. So, I mean, for it to come back up is not shocking at all. But there you go. Yeah, come on down. Come on. There you go. There you go. Come on. There you go. Keep coming, brother. No. Red. Go red. Thomas, we'll talk once you eventually sign up with Pam's plan, Thomas. Because you're still not in Pam's plan, are you? All right, stopped out. Well, I'm trying to get more movement. I'm just not quite, but still a good trade. How do you think future trading is more good and suitable for day trading than small cap stocks? Yes, 100%. 100%. Because first off, in small cap stocks, you can't even day trade unless you have $25,000. So do you have $25,000, Ryan? Personal question, I know, but it's relevant. Small cap stocks, low float stocks it literally makes 0 sense. Mathematically speaking, I've had, one of my favorite games is, all right, tell me your best ever small cap stock trade. And I mean, people they'll throw out, I made 10,000, I made 15,000. and then I ask them a few more questions, and then I show them day trading futures in a prop firm, and then specifically copy trading, and it's like, oh. No, okay. Well then, Ryan, by definition, you cannot day trade small cap stocks. Day trader defined as having unlimited day trades every day. A day trade being defined as you can buy and sell a stock in the same day. So unless you have $25,000, you fall under the pattern day trader rule. And that means that you're only allowed to buy and sell a stock in the same day 3 times every 5 days, which is ridiculous, which is absolutely ridiculous. So again, definitionally speaking, you can't even be a day trader in small caps unless you have $25,000. But in futures, there is 0 pattern day trade rule. So if you did what I do, Pam's Plant, and use the prop firm, so if you go to the link at the top, and let's just say, I don't know, let's just say you want to do, the 50K in purchasing power, you get 50K in purchasing power for $102. So if you have $102, you're literally now a day trader, meaning you have unlimited day trades every single day. Not to mention futures move way better than stocks anyways. And I know, but small caps move so fast. I understand, but I'm telling you, futures move even better, especially when you factor in how you can start to get fancy with prop firms and copy trade and all that. No, E-Rock, it's not. No, E-Rock. Because with a cash account, you still have cash settlement rules. You give yourself a little bit more flexibility. Again, the goal, it's an argument of efficiency. So if you want to be a day trader, the most efficient way to be a day trader was, just be able to day trade as much as you want, which you cannot do with a cash account because you will eventually run out of cash because you've got to let cash settle. But not to mention, futures just move better than stocks anyways. Did you see that are purporting legislation to change the PDT rule from 25? I did not see that, but that'd be about time. Oh, yeah, but can you day trade as much as you want, E-Rock? Because that's my argument. So no, yeah, you all I said was you made it a little bit more flexible, E-Rock. Well, you can trade as much as the cash you have. Well, I have a way, Pam's Plant, where you can trade as much as you want for $102. Ooh, this is looking kind of, that's a very big risk profile though. Hey Clay, have you heard? Yeah, well, I'll believe it when I see it. Considering that requires government to work together. Yeah, we'll see. Well, the pattern day trade rule is ridiculous. The dumbest thing ever. Yesterday I bought a take profit. Hey, thanks, Paul. Appreciate it. What purchasing power did you go with? I'm just starting out. I understand the futures trading. Just need to look, chat analysis. Any tips? Thinking of joining? I mean, Jagger, I'm biased, but yeah, I think joining the Discord, surrounding yourself with other really quality traders is always a good thing, and that's what you're going to find in my community. Traders that are, not that I'm saying I'm a good trader at all, but I'm saying there are traders way better than I am in the community. So yes, I think that is that would be a tip. Surround yourself with other quality traders, in which, if you're already thinking about joining my Discord, yes, you would be able to do that there. So I think that would be a good first step. And given you're already thinking about it, fantastic. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these lines. I think, well, I'll leave that out there just in case. I think this has served its purpose. We'll get rid of that too. Glad and high. I mean, it could still work out, but I mean, I was getting kind of itchy trigger finger when I saw that form right there. But saw some things on the 5 minute. I was like, I'm gonna hold off. Oh wow, I'm not quite well. Oh wait, no, we're not doing bad then. Okay, we're all right. We're fine. I was looking at the likes and I was saying, well, by the 3 hour mark, we've got to have minimum 200 likes. But then it just dawned on me, we're just now hitting the 2 hour mark. So we have 1 more hour to get only 35 more likes. So we should be just fine. But yes, by the 3 hour mark, we need to bare minimum have 200 likes, or I'm going to just assume that people are no longer interested. So if you have not yet hit that like button and you are interested, you are enjoying, then yes, please hit that like button. I'm going to try to pass the first eval with Apex, and then if I can prove to be profitable on the one account, then I plan on purchasing more and copy trading. Yeah, I think that's a good way to go about it, Kyle. Get profitable, and then worry about copy trading. I'm on the Take Profit website. Where to enter this code, Clay? Well, on the checkout, there should be an area that you can click on, enter a code. It's been a while since I've been through that. Can anybody tell Omar where? There's some point where you will be asked to enter in a code. That's where you would do it. But just so you know, it is CLAY, all caps. Not how you have it typed. Yeah, right there at checkout. Is there a spot already, or do you have to click on a link that opens up the spot? I'm thinking of a short here, but I will. The 5 minutes got me antsy, though. I don't like seeing this lower shadow here. We got a lower shadow forming right here. So, and all these lower shadows are forming at this area right there. So in other words, lower shadows forming at a support. Not crazy to think that, hey, last time the price was down here, history says that there are buyers. Once again, at an area that history suggests could be buyers, and then you're starting to get lower shadows, which suggest buyers. Almost one of those, well, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, maybe it's a buffalo. You know, one of those situations. No, you cannot use your own code. I broke one Apex rule and can request payout tomorrow. What is best to do? I'm not sure what you're asking. Well, I don't use Apex, so I can't really give too much insight into Apex. I do recommend Apex just because trustworthy members of my community use them and have been paid. But yeah, I don't use Apex. I Take Profit Trader, in my opinion, is by far the best in the business. Cleanest set of rules, best payout policy. You can request money every single day. There's none of this. You got to wait every 8 days. Again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that per se. I'm just saying it's not as clean as Take Profit Trader. I set up my account and was wondering how the 5-day test works. Well, it's not a 5-day test. It's just got to be minimum of 5 days. You can take as long as you want, but it's a minimum of 5 days, Matt. Now, I did just explain a bunch of stuff on the 5-minute about how there could be buyers down here and how, but so why aren't you buying, Clay? A more than fair question, but it's kind of, for me at least, conflicting messages right now because it is still in a downtrend. So I don't know if I feel like necessarily buying right there either. So conflicting messages for me, which is why I'm just kind of observing. I have had trouble with the intraday on the Pro. I have tests that will pass tomorrow, but we'll see. Yeah, just don't, like I said, don't go for grand slams, Zach. Take profits as you get them. If anything, I am bearish now. And how can you be bearish? It's going up. Well, because, like I said, this is the current trend, right? People say trade with the trend. So if that's what's going to happen, it's easy to say trade with the trend. But it's like, yeah, but if this, is that part going to happen to the trend? Is it going to roll back over? Or is this trend over and it's going to go upwards? But yes, in hindsight, it's always easy to say, well, just trade with the trend. Trading's as easy as just going with the trend. It's like, that is all true. But like, what do you do right now? How do you trade with the trend? Is going long, trading with the trend, or is going short right here with the trend? Oh, I missed it. Well, that red line was my attempted short, but I guess that was a little too slow. I thought it was $100 to reset the account, but that's only the test accounts. To reset a Pro. Oh, yeah, exactly, Kyle. It makes, in my opinion, makes no sense to reset a Pro. Because for the price of one Pro reset, you can literally go and buy like 5 or 6 tests. 100% I'm with you there on that math. So is this a dead cat bounce? That's what we got to try to figure out. I will say you have a pretty well-defined stop on both. On the 5 minute, I could see, using the 21 EMA as your stop. And then right here, on the 2 minute, you have the 50 period moving average, simple moving average, that purple line. So a couple of time frames working together to potentially open up a structure to a trade plan. I don't know. All right, I'm very curious. Who is long right now, who is short, and who's sitting on hands? So 1 for long, 2 for short, 3 for you're not doing anything. You're sitting on hands, SOH. Where are people at right now? Again, 1 for your long, 2 for your short, 3 you're sitting on hands. Ooh, Brian's long. Okay, that's interesting. JJ is long. Rafa's long. Okay, that's interesting. That would make me nervous to be long, but hey, I've been wrong before. Perfect is long. Sean's long. I appreciate it, Mikey. All you had to do was type 3, brother. I'm trying to save your fingers a little extra typing. Unless you're trying to get typing practice. I'm about to get my short stopped. I guess it depends where people are long from, to be fair. I guess in my mind, when I hear long, I'm assuming people are just getting long right here. But maybe they got in long down there with a stop, and now they're just letting it ride. So I guess I can't necessarily jump to conclusions. Was long, exited, now I'm 3. Gotcha. JJ's out now. Got in at the bottom. Nice. Yeah, right now on the 5 minute, the 21 EMA is doing work. Right there, that green line. Seems to be the areas that's currently rejected it. I use 165 as double bot. Nice. Okay. So a lot of you, all right, that was my fault. For some reason in my mind, when I heard long, I just assumed that people are like, just got long, which was a bad assumption on my part. That's why we don't want to assume. I think we might have we have a chance at a record likes today because we're only 15 away from 200, and usually we're aiming for 200 likes at the 3 hour mark, but we're only at the 2 hour and 8 minute mark, and yet we're only 15 likes away from 200. So I think we have a chance. I believe the record would be something over 330 likes. So I think we have a chance. So it'll be interesting to see how it all continues to play out. All right, well, now we have basically a little miniature bear, or I'm sorry, not bear, but bull pennant here. What's got me sketched out, though, is that this is, let me put the golf hole down here. Golf hole, so for you golfers, there we go, bull pennant. But what's got me sketched out is it isn't a downtrend, so I don't know. Hopefully nobody would be shocked if this fell to the downside. A bull pennant falling to the downside in a bearish trend. Hopefully, like I said, does not shock anybody, but let's show love, clay some love, and hit that. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that. All right, knocking on the door on the top of the pennant. Get some drink. Right here. Thank you for the reminder. You're right. I do need some drink. I can feel the hair growing on my chest after I take that sip. That's some strong stuff there. And I suppose I can get that line out of there because I already have the actual tread lines. All right, knocking on the door of that tread line. Even if it does break, again, I'm not trying to rain on anybody's parade, but a break of that level, don't get overly excited because not that far away. There is that purple line right up above. Have I ever traded gold? I haven't. I personally think I don't understand the attraction to gold. I don't get it. I'm not saying I don't know. I disagree with people that trade gold. I think in the world of futures there are just better things to trade than gold. I don't understand it. That's why in some senses now mythical journeys. I'm not saying you're a cult member, but in some senses it does seem like a cult. I don't know. It's like I understand there's better things out there in the world of futures to trade, but I'm only willing to do gold. But no, I don't. I don't understand why people are even attracted to trading it. But to be fair, maybe I am missing something, and I don't realize that gold is actually awesome. All right, it has broken out of the pattern, but as of now, as I was just talking about, it's struggling a little bit with that purple line. But we'll see if it can push up through the purple line. We'll see. Now, if you're a scalper, if you bought there 95 up to yeah, you could have gotten like a 4 or 5 point scalp on it. So from a scalping standpoint, I can see people doing just fine, but for those of you that are looking for obviously the bigger move, then yes, that purple line right now is kind of the thorn in your side. Again, it makes good sense why the price is stuck where it is right now, because if I bring over the 5 minute, you can see that that's right where the price is putzing around. It is stuck right there at the 21 EMA. There we go, knocking on the purple line. All right, Jocko is short at 209.50. Okay, he's looking to get short at 209.50, so looking to, I guess, basically play a fake break out of that purple line. Stop is at 216. All right, I appreciate it. Nothing but I love it. Love seeing the trade plan ahead of time. That's what it's all about. Give us those numbers beforehand. And even if you're wrong, that's okay. That's part of being a trader. Nobody's going to make fun of you, and if anybody does poke fun at you, they will be banned immediately. Because it takes courage to throw out a trade plan ahead of time. It takes zero courage to show up and say that, oh, I got in back here. Or, oh, that was my trade plan. Or, oh, that's how I traded it. I mean, maybe you did, but hopefully you can understand the other people that are like a little skeptical, because, I mean, it's easy to just say what you did when you have hindsight in your favor. All right, that purple line, as I said, still presents some issues, but hey, if it can push up through there, you longs, 1009. I don't know how to pronounce your name because it's in a language I don't read, but I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. 1009. I think you may be trading something differently than what we are here. Again, I apologize, but I don't know what that says. Kissing. It's kissing. That 50 period moving average. Can it actually push through though? Look at that. Right, the power of charts. What a coincidence, right where it decides to kind of just putz around a little bit. Right at that purple line. We'll see if it ultimately gets rejected or not. I'm tempted to maybe get a short here. What is that at? That is at 12. It's getting spicy. Getting spicy. It seems kind of risky, so I'm just going to go with one. I'm either going to be very... My red line was my attempted order to get in, but I was too slow. And now it's leaving them behind. All right, this is looking kind of dirty right now. I mean, if you think about it, I can realistically see some people buying the break of that purple line, and now those people are like, what is this? It breaks out, and then it comes back. But to be fair, it still may recover, but right now, it was looking really dirty for a second there. Went for the double bottom there. Target at 230. Double bottom where? Please don't tell me, Zach, you're showing up now to tell us that you bought down there. Because you're not new around here, Zach. You know the rules. Where were you ahead of time, Zach? Or did you give us your trade plan ahead of time? I am watching on the 5-minute. Watching the purple line here, sloping down. I could see this potentially being an area of resistance. So I'm watching that like a hawk. Hey, let's try to get this up to 200 likes. We're 13 away. So if you're watching, if you're enjoying, if you're entertained, if anything positive, hit that like button. Let's push this up to 200 likes. Let's just get that monkey off her back. And then we'll know for sure that this is going beyond the 3-hour mark. Getting spicy. It's getting spicy. Oh, Jeff just went long at 205. You are a crazy person, Jeff. Holy smokes, you're crazy. In my opinion. Buying right before the breakout, I guess you're anticipating a break, but goodness. That had me worried. Zach's with Josh. All right, I mean, I'm worried. I'd be scared for you guys. Buying right before a very realistically potential smackdown area, but hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that purple line ain't going to smack anything down. Yeah, you're living on the edge, all right. So as of now, that's exactly what that purple line did. Smack it down. But it's not like smack it down to a totally, like if it comes down here, then that's where it really becomes a smackdown. But right now, it's just kind of, it's politely smacked it down. But it becomes more impolite, especially if it breaks back down below the 21 EMA right there. So right now, it has smacked it down, but nothing crazy. Nothing too sketchy. Well, when does it become too sketchy, Clay? Good question. I'd say if it pushes down below the 21 EMA. That would be my definition of where it starts to become sketchy. All right, that's encouraging for the longs. Gotta think there's some shorts out here too. Yeah, this would be a perfect time for that question. Give me a 1 if you're long, 2 if you're short, 3 if you're SOH, sitting on hands. Now, this is the perfect time. Because I can see both. Zach's long. Oh, okay, Zach. Again, 1 if you're long, 2 if you're short. Wow, we got a bunch of long people. Goodness, all right. A lot of people are like, no, I'm buying right before. I don't care. I'm not scared of that 50-period moving average. All right, we got a good amount of shorts, too. Quite a few longs, so they ain't scared. I'm not scared. I'm not scared of that 50 period. Okay? Okay? You're gutsy. You're gutsy to not be a little nervous of it. Uh-oh. Move target to 215. This candle's looking a little worrisome. A little worrisome. Again, I'm not saying the Bulls are totally knocked out of the game, but it's starting to look sketchy. I mean, look at that. The power of charts just right off of that purple line there. Again, it's holding up though. It's not like it's done anything wrong per se. I mean, sure, it's done something wrong in the sense of it's way better when things just break levels and then just break and go right away. So I mean, it's done something wrong and kind of being a little annoying that way, but it's not like it's had some sort of massive pullback. But again, in my mind, that's where the 21 starts to get more important. Ooh, I guess I just noticed this. This looks like it might be. Oh, yeah, that trend line. Okay. Look at that trend line. Which is essentially corresponding right with the 50 period. Okay. Like I said, just by connecting that point with that point, it did essentially a spot on of projecting that point. So that tells me that trend line probably carries with it some weight. Got stopped out at 195. All right, Zach, it happens. I mean, for me personally, Zach, I to have your stop right above the 21 EMA, that'd make me uncomfortable. But I guess you gotta do what your chart vision says. Okay, you guys are toying with me. Can we get 5 more likes? Why are you not getting us? Are you? I think I have a conspiracy. The chat is actively trolling. Let's get it really close to 200 likes, but then let's just not do it. Damn, Clay, you getting small? Eat up, my boy. Nah. If by small you mean pythons on my arms, the money Buddha. I was about to call you the money Brudda, but there's no R in your name. That would have been way better. You need an R. You need to be the money Brudda. Not Buddha, Brudda. All right. This is the epitome. Look at I mean, basically support right here. If we just use that as the upper part of the pattern, this big move right here. So a nice bull pennant pattern. It's just what's got me sketched out is it is occurring in a bearish downtrend. You have the 50 period right there acting as basically the top part of the pattern, but that doesn't mean the price can't break through it. Now this is, I mean, show me a Hollywood movie that is more exciting than this. I'm glad to hear that, money Buddha. Glad that I got you into it, and I'm glad that it sounds like you're still in it. That's good stuff there. Woo-hoo, which way is it going to go? I have no idea. That's why I'm sitting on my hands right now. I can see the benefits of both sides. I don't know what the edge is really. Stopped for a small gain. Tropic Thunder. Wall Street with Michael Douglas and what? Did I say a quote from something? You guys are quoting what I said? If I did, I did not. I was not aware I was quoting any movies. Unless there's a conversation that I'm missing that you guys are having amongst yourselves. Okay, this candle is... Name a movie better than this. I mean, Dumb and Dumber. If I remember right, that's in the comedy category. So yeah, comedy-wise, Dumb and Dumber. If we're talking outside of comedy, Braveheart. Braveheart's where it's at. What I'm using Take Profit Trader. That is the one I use. That's the one I recommend, and that's the one if you use code Clay. Not only will you get the discount, you help support the channel. You help support this live stream. Or as I've said, maybe too brutally upfront to people, using code Clay makes this worth my time. As much as I enjoy, it does have to be worth my time. If I'm going to take this much time out of my day to hang out, as much as I like y'all, I do have a family. Got to take care of them. There's got to be a business component. So, yes, if you want to save some money by using code Clay, but also at the same time, helping to make this live stream worth my time so that it continues, code Clay will get that job done. Oh, don't even say it, Jeff. I'm going to start to tear up over here with the freedom quote. Just don't do it. I'm getting closer and closer to potentially a short. If we get a couple more of these candles here, I'm going to have to give it a try from the short side. Hey Clay, how are you doing? I'm new in futures market. Awesome. And I'm trading MGC with 5-minute time frame, 15-minute to determine major. I have no thoughts on it because I know nothing about you, Joss. I know nothing about your personal risk tolerance. I don't know anything about your goals. I don't know anything about. So I mean, it sounds like it could be a good approach, but like I said, without knowing more about you and everything like that, it's really impossible for me to say. So again, I'm not saying that what you're doing is bad. I'm just saying that the context of the situation, I just don't know enough about you to be able to really know if that's something that makes sense or not. Do account resets benefit you, or the resets do too? Yeah. Make sure to use code Clay just to make sure, but yeah, resets do help feed the kids too. So if you're not aware, if you use code Clay, proceeds from that go to feed hungry children. Again, if you use code Clay, proceeds from that go to feed hungry children. I have 6 children, so that's the children they go to feed. Or my children. But the proceeds will go to feed hungry kids. Dino Nuggies are legit. Look at that. Just which way is it going to go? Tread line, or are we going to flush down through? Uh-oh. Let me get that out of there. Oop, right at the top. Oh boy. Once again, though, it's on the 5 minutes, knocking on the 50 period. Is the 50 period finally going to be shook on the 5? It's trying. It's good action here. Okay, longs, okay. That's why I wanted to wait for confirmation before I was going to get short. And clearly, the confirmation never showed up. All right, got the breakout. For those of you that are still long, congrats. You had to sit through some things. You had to be patient. But as I mentioned, like I said, in my opinion, there's never anything necessarily quote-unquote wrong with getting long unless the price broke below that 21 EMA. So once again, the 21 EMA serving as a valid guide. Got close a couple times, never broke through it though. So hopefully as a long, you stayed in. Using that 50 or 21 EMA as your guide would have kept you in the trade. Again, yeah, you had to sit through some chop. Yeah, you had to be patient a little bit, but the 21 EMA would have kept you in. What do you mean you're out? You held all this time, Zach, and then you hop out that quick? What in the world? What is going on? I'm confused. You were so patient, Zach, and then that quick you bail? Good job, Brian. 30 plus points. Chicken parm with dino nuggets. All right, that sounds legit too. Let's calm down with all the dino nuggets. I'm getting hungry over here. And I'm currently fasting, so I can't eat. So let's not make me too hungry. I'm fasting, okay? Be compassionate. GIBO. Oh, Crypto Dan. Don't show up here pumping, Crypto Dan. I don't want to rain all over that parade. But GIBO, just based on your comment alone, that's all I need to know that that's a piece of garbage. Because that's all. If it was good, it would not need to be pumped like you're doing right now, Crypto Dan. So GIBO, based on your post of GIBO 3 rocket chips, tells me that it's a garbage situation because non-garbage situations don't need to be pumped. I traded gold. Well, if you traded NQ, you'd probably be up 14,000. Why are you fasting? Because that's part of my eating regimen. That's part of how I implement my diet is through intermittent fasting. I can. Yeah. Good call there. It's right here. So, again, to anybody that clicks on this link that I'm sending to Matt, I'm not saying this is like the holy grail, be all, end all, but this is how I have my platform and everything set up. And if you want to kind of go that route, that'll at least give you a framework to work within. But again, please do not take that video as this is the be all, end all. This is how you have to have it set up. No. Just that'll help you get familiar. Well, to the longs, congratulations. Next big, very, very big point of interest is that dotted brown line. The pivot point, which you can see there, acted as resistance, and there acted as resistance. I'm not saying it's headed up there. I'm just saying that's kind of the next area that you got to think probably a lot of people are pretty curious about. But we'll have to see if it pushes up there or not. No. Crazy thing is, I was kind of, I didn't necessarily pay attention to that trend line, right? I did not get this trend line here drawn as quickly as I probably should have. I still got it in time, but so it just was making sure that I was not missing anything else. First, and go through that for the first. And when logging in, do I need to click? Yeah, sim. Yeah, just click on sim, exactly. For some reason, I'm wanting to go long right here. I think because I'm feeling good that it's got a chance to go up there, so try to ride the momentum, but I don't know if I trust that instinct. That seems a bit of a chasing trade, antsy to make another trade voice. Lucky Star is in. All right, well, are you in long or short, Lucky Star? I just took the long there. All right, Shingo. All right, Lucky admits he's in FOMO. Where's your stop at, Lucky Star? Lucky Star is currently FOMOing. Hopefully he's doing it in a wiser type of way. Hopefully he's not like 15 NQ in. No, I've been in since earlier. Okay, gotcha. Long from 210. Stop loss is at 199. And his target is VWAP up there. Okay, all right. We'll see if that works out. Again, if you are new here, what we love is to see a trade plan ahead of time. So before the price gets to the levels, it's nothing better, nothing cooler than seeing an entry point, a stop loss, and a target. Again, those three numbers before the price gets to those areas. Even if you're wrong, no big deal. I mean, everybody's wrong as traders. That's part of being a trader. But that's some good stuff when people do that. I got stop Clay, but I took a partial on the drop and moved to break even. Good job, Hack. Well, maybe my little chasing voice was right. Just get in there, Clay. Now the question of, do I try to get short at here? You know, I'm going to get aggressive. I'm going to build up into it. So I'll start here. I'll add another short here. Add another short there. So I'll try to build some size here. All right. So just scalp that out. Didn't make a lot because I only got one contract. But like I said, I started with one. So I figured, all right, well, I'll take that out. And if it wants to come up here. So there we go. Got a little scalpy scalp off of there. Not much, but like I said, I'm willing to build some size because I have a well-defined stop right up there. But in order to build size, I would needed the price to come up some more, but still got a little scalpy scalp out of it. I wish I could say your name, but like next time, guy with a Aramaic spelling, you got to show up ahead of time, brother. You got to tell us your entry point, your stop, and your target before the price gets up. But just show it, like, for example, showing up right now and somebody saying, I got long right there. It's like, I mean, maybe you did. To be fair, maybe you did. But also maybe you're just trolling. Maybe you're just doing, I don't know what you're doing. Maybe you're just making stuff up, right? Again, maybe that's true if you show up at this moment in time. But what's even better is this. Here's where credibility is if when the price is right here, you say that you're going to buy right there. You say that ahead of time, then, I mean, we're all cheering on you. We're all screaming, great job. But yeah, showing up after the fact and telling us everything. Again, to be fair, maybe all that is true. But also, to be fair, maybe you're a troll. Maybe you're just making stuff up. Maybe, again, I don't know. I'm just saying you can eliminate all those maybes if you just map everything out ahead of time. So yes, again, with the Aramaic spelling, next time, congrats on this trade. We'll assume that it's all true. But next time, let us know up front, before it happens. Look at this. That pivot point again strikes. Rejected the price there, rejected there, rejected there. All right, I did not like how it spiked up through there. I'm canceling those orders out. Yep. All right, we do have essentially highs right there. Gonna break up this time, maybe. It is approaching VWAP. Let's see how it wants to. I did like that spike, yeah. Shame on me. Well, no, I still played it right. Again, I'm talking to myself. When the price right around here, I mentioned I think I want to get long here because it seems like it's catching some momentum up to that pivot point. That would have been a great trade, but again, that's all hindsight. And it seemed like very well could have been a chasing trade at that point. I am interested though in a pullback right there. So we'll see if the price wants to come down to that green line and fill me on the long side. Not interested in chasing, getting long right here, but if it wants to pull back a little bit, little miniature of kind of a pullback and go. So back test and go. That's kind of what I'm thinking. We'll see if that happens or not. So step one for me, got to see the price come down a little bit more. And then we'll see if it wants to come back up and push up through VWAP. Yeah, in my opinion, buying right there, to me, it just seems a little bit too much like chasing. I'd rather let the price pull back a little bit. I'm going to do this. My theory is that if this is truly going to be a strong trend, and if the price comes down here, then I'm going to be looking for a hammer. I'm not going to just blindly buy because who knows if this thing comes down and then just. Whoosh. But if I can look for a hammer, again, that still doesn't guarantee anything per se, but it gives me a little bit more insight. So I want to see it come down to that dotted brown line, which is a pivot point. Then I want to see some signs that it is actually, trying to build out a nice little bullish maneuver there. But my risk right now is that it just never does that, and I just get left behind. So if this is turned into a balloon that's floating away, well, then I'm just going to sit here and watch the balloon float away, The little balloon that's floating away. That looks more like a gender sign. All right, VWAP. Push it. Wow. Hopefully some of you are target price hit. Good job. Okay, bulls. Okay. Is there news or a speech or a tweet? I mean, did something happen? Well, so that's what I meant. That was my risk. I wanted to see it pull back to here, thinking that this was still a strong move. Think about it. I was right. It is still a strong move. But did I make any money? No, because I did not get the finer details right. The finer detail being, I thought it would pull back to here and then move, but no. So I was completely right. That's why you got to avoid broad statements. Because broad statement-wise, I was right. This looks like a strong move. Correct. But I notice I'm not sitting here saying this looks like a strong move and I made money. No, because I got the finer details wrong about, well, where exactly would you buy in this situation? And that's where I got it wrong. Yeah, it is still going up. Target day high. All right, where is target day high? Isn't that way up there still? All the way up there? Yeah, some of you, I don't even know what to call some of you. Some of you, I mean, are you a day trader? I don't know. You're like a swing trader or something. That's insane. You could be holding this thing for the next 4 hours. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? If you hold a position for like 3 to 4 hours, are you a day trader? I guess you could be if you're still buying and selling on the same day. It's like a swing trade, day trade. Thomas, I refuse to answer that. You are not new. You still don't have a prop account, even though you've been here for like 5 months now. Once you get serious, Thomas, I promise I'll get serious with you. I think that's a good deal, Thomas. Once you actually get serious about this, I will be serious in my interactions with you. But as of now, I don't. With all due respect, I don't think you're serious. I'm a day swing trader. Yeah, that's. How do we combine day and swing? I'm a dang trader. I'm a dwing. I'm a dwing trader. Maybe I don't know. Well, we might have to take a poll. What's the best way to combine day and swing? Either I'm a dang trader. I mean, that could be kind of an interesting play on words. Dang trader. Sway trader. Okay. Ooh, sway. That's not swanging. Ooh. People are cooking. Sway trader. Yeah. Sway's not bad. No. We gotta merge the words, area man. Not just delete the space. I mean, like actually combine. Well, no, the swing that you can't say that. Same with that. Dwang. Oh, dwang. I guess you could say that. The swing. It's official. I'm in. Use code Clay on sign up. Question: if I just sign up and don't make any trades, does that count? No, make a trade no matter what, so you get the 5 days started. So even if you do a flip trade, how do you do a flip trade? Well, just come like to MNQ, do one, and then just click buy and sell real quick. So you'll either make a couple bucks or lose a couple bucks. And at least that does count as a day. So that gets your timer started, because you have to go at least a minimum of 5 days. So at least get a trade started so that you can register a trade. I think sway trader sounds best. Sway. You're a sway trader. But I don't know. I think day should start off, because technically you are still a day trader. You're just a day trader who likes swing trades. I suppose the flip could be said. No. I don't know. I'm overthinking it, folks. If you're under 50K in the test account after 30 days, our build. Yes. Assuming I'm understanding you right, John. Afraz. Hey, good to see you, Afraz. Kids get dino nuggies for dinner. That's right. They're going to be eating good. But yes, in all seriousness, it is making a difference. Because, as long as this is worth my time, then I can completely justify it. I double check. Can somebody read John's question up above? I think I'm understanding it right. I told him yes, but I'm not quite sure. Just somebody else. Double check. Day's going okay. Not really totally with it. I have this cold. Friends were in town from out of town yesterday, so I was up till 1 a.m. So up till 1 a.m., not feeling the greatest. Today I feel a little bit, But yeah, the day overall, all things considered, the day's going just fine. But yes, I'm definitely, I would not call myself mentally sharp today. But overall, can't complain. A lot to be grateful for. You know what? I woke up this morning. So right there, it's a win. It's a green day. Somebody, I think Hooch said that. If you woke up today, it's a green day. That's a good outlook. If you have not yet, hit the like button for that attitude. If you woke up today, it's a green day. Hit the like button for that. If you're on board. Just found your channel here. Good stuff. I normally don't trade lunch, but usually watch it. Cool. Well, Old Wolf, good to have you. I'm glad you found the channel. That's great. Any green day is a good day. Not really. Not really. If you are a total degen, you break all the rules to your strategy, and you literally just, like I said, you behave as poorly as you can behave, you could have a green day. That's how crazy the markets are. That's why the markets are hard, because you can do everything wrong and still have a green day. Now the question becomes, is that going to be sustainable over multiple days? Absolutely not. So unfortunately, no. Just like if you have a red day, that could actually be a really good day. Because if that red day comes from you being disciplined, honoring stops, waiting for your setups, and they just didn't work out, but you don't go on tilt, you stay composed, then you could have a red day, and I would argue that's a great day. That day is so much better than a green day that's, formed with a bunch of bad habits and degenerate gambling. So no, with all due respect, I disagree that any green day is a good day. Do you talk about the markets? I'm talking about the future. Well, yeah, when there's something to talk about in the futures market, I'll talk about it. And I also trade. So it's the markets, sure. I talk about the markets, mainly the futures market, because that's what I'm trading. Walters. Motivation. What is your motivation, Walter? Walter's motivation. So what's your motivation? Nice. I just found your channel. Well, great to have you. I'm curious. So that's a very interesting screen name. It's nice that Tradeovate shows you're trading. Yeah. There's a lot. I'm a coach. A coach of what? Agreed, John. Yeah, Tradeovate. There's a lot of cool stats and all that built into it. And then there's the copy trader built into it. I mean, is Tradeovate perfect platform? No. Does a perfect platform exist? I don't think so. A mental coach. That's interesting. IXHL. Red to green the last hour. A lot of people. IXHL. Gap down, headed back up. The thought of day trading like penny stocks like this it just makes me quiver. Like, look at that. From here, boom, up to here. Pretty big move. 12 cents. You made 12 cents per share. But Clay, you can buy a lot of shares. And that's true. But like the risk, it's just a messy situation. What kind of mental coach are you? What is it like? What does that mean? I'm like, what do you? That's how I lost a lot of my accounts trying to force green days over just following my strategy. Yeah. There can be power. There can be great power in a red day. A well-disciplined red day where you follow your rules is such a good thing, big picture wise. Because you are building, you're reinforcing good habits. If you were on yesterday's live stream, I'm gonna pat myself on the back, but it's pat myself on the back about a losing trade. If you watch that, you know that my first trade Had I not been disciplined, it would have been an absolute train wreck. I help people to get motivated in things they're good at in life. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so I guess your premise was, so in my mind, it seems like a kind of a contradiction, but I could be wrong. But if somebody is good at something, in my mind, doesn't the logic follow that they would be motivated to it? But maybe not. Maybe it's possible to be good at something but not motivated to do it. I suppose that's possible. So you would bridge that gap. You are operating under the premise that people are good at something, but they're not motivated to do it. I would assume that would just come naturally, but like I said, that might be a false assumption on my part. Okay, maybe interested in a long around here. What would my stop be? If a stop is right here, 31, I'm in at, oh, that's not too bad. All right, let's see what happens. Stop is a little bit below VWAP, so this thing's either going to stay above VWAP and bounce or it's not, and I'll have a losing trade. So red line down. Well, I guess it didn't care about VWAP. Again, recency effect. I'm tempted to buy right there, but after that, that wasn't pleasant. That was kind of, I guess, a shoulder shrugger. Yeah, that was a shoulder shrugger. I mean, I'm glad I used the stop, because if I was getting fancy, the pain would just be getting larger and larger at this point as this thing is just continuing to bleed. But I would take that trade all the time. Pullback. Acted like it was being strong. Acted like it was... no, that's a very different situation. If I just bought... if I took it on this candle where it's coming down, and then it just flushed, at that point, you can make the argument, well, Clay, the price never proved to you, that the price never behaved like it cared about VWAP. But in this situation, I mean, as far as I read it, clearly I read it wrong, but, I mean... It seemed to me like it was caring about VWAP, staying above it. Nice little hammer right there. So like I said, I thought it cared about VWAP. It was behaving like it cared about it, but sometimes that's how it goes. Wow. Again, stop loss feels good on that, because this would have been a much more painful trade. But yes, I'll always take that trade. Nice move up, consolidating right above VWAP, getting some hammers, So I will gladly take that. And that's a trade where it's like, okay, what did you do wrong? I didn't do anything wrong. Like, that's just how the market is sometimes. So no, I'm not going to go back and try to hindsight nickel and dime myself to find what I did wrong and then add in a new rule. With that sort of mentality, that is how you end up with a strategy with 8,000 rules. I did nothing wrong there. That was a good setup, but there is no holy grail situation. So that's just how the market goes sometimes. Because think about the alternative to that. I did something wrong because I lost money. Now, to be fair, in many situations, you losing money could very well mean you did something wrong. But that's not an automatic conclusion. But if your automatic conclusion every time you lose money is, therefore, I did something wrong, well, then you're going to go back and look to see what you found is wrong and hindsight confirmation bias is going to step in, and then you're going to add a rule, and then eventually you'll make another, have another losing trade. Okay, I did something wrong. You're going to go back, add another rule. Now you have 2 rules. Eventually you'll have another loser. I did something wrong. You'll go back, find, oh, that's what I did. Add in another rule. Now you have 3 rules. Like I said, before you know it, you're going to be at 37 different rules, and you'll be able to make 3 trades a day. 3 trades, a year. So just be very careful. But that is why trading's hard. Because I lost money, therefore I did something wrong. Extremely, very realistically be a fact. But it's not an automatic fact. It's not always that way. Sometimes, no, you didn't do anything wrong. It's just, that's just the nature of the market. No strategy is going to be 100%. So where do you find those instances? Where is it because you did something wrong? Where is it because, hey, that was a good setup, the market just didn't work? Welcome to, exhibit A of why trading is very hard. But sometimes it just don't work. And sometimes it works like there where you're in and then just like that, oh, okay. Trading until, oh, that's quite the interesting name. I think you've been here before. Been studying how to select good ranges. Well, you never really know a range is good until, in many cases, hindsight's already happened because it shows you the range. Not totally, but yeah, a good range. I don't know. I don't know how you would actually define that. I'm tempted to try along here again. But I don't know. This might be me being a little antsy, a little revenge tradey, a little let's force a tradey. I was going to say, let's make sure we're at 200 likes. We're coming up on the 3-hour mark, but we're already at 221 because this is a great group. This is a great group. We maybe still have a chance to set a new record, which would be over 330 likes. So yeah, if you have not yet hit the like button, make sure you do that. It is a data point that I use to try to determine if I should keep the party going or not. Now the party will go, so I'm not saying that we're not going beyond the 3-hour mark. We are, because we hit that first goal. But still, nonetheless, hitting the like button helps. 5 minutes looking kind of tasty. Nice little hammer, doji, whatever you want to call it. Look at that. 2 bounces in a row right off of that 21 EMA. It is. This is, you could make an argument this is like a bear pennant now. But the 5-minute bear pennant's happening in kind of an overall now upwards move. So I don't know if I trust that bear pennant that much. I'm not calling you crazy if you're short. You have a very well-defined stop, just, right up above this area here at the pivot point. Or at least that's where, I would make sense, but I don't know. Shorting right here makes me very nervous because essentially what that means, this is the 2-minute, but on the 2-minute, if you're getting short here, all that means is on the 5-minute, you're getting short right above the 21 EMA, which, by the way, has a track record right now of providing support, given it's bounced twice off that area. So that's where things get a little sketchy. I'm not saying you can't make money, but I don't know if that, in my opinion, is the most confident-inducing edge to have. Yeah, it could work out. Well, anything could work out. Playing the could game. What I might look to do here is if this thing comes down. So if we look at kind of a candle that's solid red and all of a sudden it starts to come back up, I might be interested in trying to long. We'll see though. So again, step 1 for me, looking for a candle to revisit these lows. And then we'll see if it wants to start to come back up. Okay. All right. All right. All right. A little bit more. Would like to see that candle hit the crosshair. Just as an FYI, when I tilt my head and looking over here, I do have multiple monitors, and over here that monitor is where the 5 minutes at. So I'm not like zoning out, ignoring people. I'm just trying to. It's going back up to maybe I'm doing too high maintenance here. I don't know. I need what? Give me a 1 if you're long, 2 if you're short, 3 if you're just SOH. I got to remember, this is the new tool belt that we can all help each other out. Quickly kind of give what are people thinking. Again, 1 if you're long, 2 if you're short, 3 if you're SOH, sitting on hands. So I'm thinking of 1. A lot of 3s, okay. Maybe it's not as obvious as I think it is. Okay, no, here we are, coming down. All right. Okay, I am going to get long at that green line if it wants to come up there. Oh, that was on that candle I wanted it. Might try it on because the 5 minute just started a new candle. So let's see, are we going to get a third candle on the 5 minute now? 5 minute if you're a beginner just means that it takes 5 minutes of time for each of these candles to stop moving. So in other words, this candle just started moving around, and it will be moving around for the next 5 minutes before it's in the history books. Hey Clay, this is not advice. It's entertainment, but also help. Well, I'm glad the entertainment is helpful. That's good to hear. So thank you, Raul, for the feedback. I'm glad to hear that something can be entertaining and helpful at the same time. That's good. What would we call it? Entertaining help? If such a thing exists. All right, there we go down again. All right, through there a little bit. Help retainment. That's not bad. I don't know. I cannot tell right now. I cannot tell if I'm being corrupted by the live stream voice. Clay, make another trade. That last one was a loser. Get some money back. Come on, Clay. This is a good enough setup. Is it a good setup, or is this the YouTube live streamer voice? Again, I'm not asking for pity. I realize that I have chosen to introduce new voices into my head via doing this live stream stuff, which does create new voices. But I'm not seeking pity. I'm just trying to explain why. That's my battle right now. That's my personal battle. Those are the voices. Just wait for confirmation. Okay, EJ. Well, what is confirmation? You got to define that, brother. Confirmation is just a broad word. So how do you define? How are you waiting for confirmation? What would be confirmation? They have meds for that. For what? I guess this would be my first time giving this advice, but advice to all of you that interact with live streamers, whether that's me or something else, avoid words like that, this, they, yes, no. Because the live streamer, when you hear them saying something, they actually said it 3 to 5 seconds ago. So in their world, they've since gone on to say other stuff. So when you just say, in this situation, they have meds for that. Like, I don't know what that represents. You don't have voices in your head as a trader perfect for this? You would be the first trader I've ever met that is a trader. Well, I don't know. Maybe if you trade demo with no skin in the game, perhaps that's the case. But every trader, I'm at 100% win rate. Every trader that I've met that has skin in the game has voices in their head too. Not really. So you do then. Camera's back. Okay. Did you kill somebody? Not really. What? Right? So then you better get some meds then, because we all have voices in our head. Perfect for this. What kind of crackhead claims are you claiming over there? What are you talking about? I have no emotions when I'm trading. I'm a flawless individual. What are you talking? You guys all need meds. You deal with emotions as a trader? Well, I to be fair, I mean, he did say he's perfect. So I guess he is perfect for this. So by definition, a perfect trader would not deal with emotions because they are perfect. So let me take a step back. The camera couldn't focus on all the beauty. That is a fact. Steve Don. Yeah, exactly, Steve. Like, I can see having zero emotions. I can see zero, like, voices in your head if you were trading with zero skin in the game. That does make sense. Agreed, Steve. But, I mean, to anybody out there, with all your, if you have skin in the game and you're trying to be like, I have zero emotions when I trade. Now, there's a difference between having emotions and listening to emotions, but to say you don't even have them, Oh, I didn't quite break it. I thought I broke something, but not quite. Not quite. I'll better set that aside before. This feels like I don't know what kind of trade this is. I better go down to 2. Person with Aramaic name. You are. I don't know what 1 means. You're not watching this live though. Guy with Aramaic name. You are not. You're probably about 5 minutes behind. This is looking like a long now. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I'm not going to disagree. In fact, I'm thinking long. I'd like to see it come down a little bit closer. As I want to use that purple line there as my stop. But if I get in long here, I don't know if I want to have my stop being that big. But if it comes down a little bit more and can shrink my risk profile, that'd be ideal. What advice would you give someone to create a strategy for futures to make money for buying steroids? To be high on steroids as you create the strategy. So, I mean, all your stack, you know, all your TR, whatever all that stuff is, I mean, you just, you stick as many needles into your butt as possible. You inject yourself. You get as much creatine in your system as possible. And then you start working on your strategy. That would be the advice that I have. And it doesn't, like, I realize that maybe, like, there's a recommendation on your bottle of steroids. Disregard that. Like, who cares about that? Just inject. You should also have to be standing up as you create your strategy, because you cannot sit down because you have so many injections into your butt from all the steroids you just did. So that would be my advice. And then you start to create the strategy. Thank you for the question. Very thought out, very nuanced. Yes, high protein diet of the spicy orangutan, exactly. The heart's optional. Yeah, exactly. Who is going to carry those boats? Again, I am interested in a long, but I don't want to buy up here. I think my risk is I don't like buying here, having my stop down here. But if it wants to come down a little bit more, shrink my risk profile, I'll go with that. Thoughts on ES hitting prior day low? prior day. Well, I mean, I don't know. Like Vin FinTech. Yeah, you got to be more specific. Like by the end of the week, in the next 10 minutes, by the end of the year. So I can, like, if you're saying by the end of the day, that seems like a pretty big ask. Not saying it can't happen, but boy, oh boy, does the ES have all sorts of supports that I would have to get through in order to hit the low of the day. For it. Wait, did you say? Oh, prior day. Yeah, I think that, but I don't know. If you mean by the end of the week, then yeah, maybe that's a little bit. I'm here just screaming from the comment. Disregard all the recommendations on the bottle. I mean, he asked for my advice. I thought that was good advice, Steve. I mean, from the bottom of my heart. What I'm asking FinTech is, like, what are my thoughts on it hitting the prior day low? Well, I mean, like, by when? Like, are you think, like, I need more context. That to go long doesn't help out. Like, are you looking to go long by the end of the day? Are you looking to go long within the next 30 minutes? Are you looking to go long by the end of the week? I would say don't worry about it because, and I say with all due respect, you seem like you're maybe getting a little ahead of yourself. I'm thinking of going long now because of hitting the prior day low. Okay. I mean, if that's your strategy, go for it. You would know your strategy better than I would. But yeah, if your strategy says that you should be getting long, then you better get long. Looks like it's going to break last height today. Waiting for a good entry. Good, Mr. Jack Swolson. Good. You're doing it right then. Well, now I feel stupid for not just willing to buy right there. That feels like such a high maintenance requirement. But before this candle happened, I would argue that made sense. Like I said, trying to just keep my risk profile as small as possible. Long at... Well, good job. Oh. This is where the market really does play games with you. It really does. Because you feel, I don't want to say you, I don't want to talk for all of you. I feel so stupid now. Because I feel like that was the dumbest thing I could have done. When the chart looked like this, like now I'm like, why? Why, Clay? Why were you not willing to just buy right here? Who cares that your stop would have been all the way down there? Like, who cares? You should have just bought there. Well, yeah, but it's easy to say that now that I know this happened. So now, yes, I feel stupid. But you got to remember, and I'm reminding myself right now, well, yeah, it's easy once you know what happened. But yeah, before this happened, yeah, I could see why you're focused on risk control, wanting to keep that risk nice and small. Do level 2s help you with trading futures? Well, this is not technically called level 2s and futures. This is called the DOM, D-O-M, which stands for depth of market. I don't use this for anything. I just include it on the screen because I know a lot of people enjoy watching it. So they kind of, they keep an eye on it. But I don't use it. Some people, though, absolutely love it. Hi, Clay. I got registered. What trading mod should I select? Simulation. What account did you go with, Omar? Oh, Jeff helped you out. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it. All right, Jeff, you're being promoted to a mod. You don't have to do anything. You have no obligations. But if you're around, I know I can now trust you to delete out nonsense. Please do not ban anybody. Leave that up to me. I'll be the final judge on the ban. But yes, you're an asset, so you should have it. There you go. So you should now have the option to delete messages. 50K? Nice, Omar. Did you find the spot to enter in the code? Were you able to enter code Clay because you found the spot? I remember you asking about that. Hopefully you did. You did. Well, thank you, Omar. I appreciate you supporting the channel. Glad you got the promotion and discount. But yeah, thank you. And it's good to have you. I can't say I recognize the name per se, but I like a man of action. You asked, you're given some solutions, and boom, just like that, you're doing it. A man of action. That's some good stuff there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that line. I think it's served its purpose for now. This might be really stupid, so full disclosure. This could be a force of trade trend line. Like, should I be getting short on the break of that trend line? In another pro consummate. Nice job, JJ. Very well done, sir. Very well done. That's great. I don't know, 5 minutes looking pretty good. I don't know. I could very easily be just, like I said, this might be like a force of trade tread line. Close enough. Let me put the tread line in there. I mean, it did bounce right off it, so maybe that tread line does have some. All right, I'm in. Come on. Give me one of those spikes that have stopped me out. How about you give me one of these spikes now in my favor? How about that? I do like the 5-minute candle here. That's another reason why that influenced. It was up here, got smacked all the way back down. So there's this smackage all the way down, produce some panic. I think the final thing to produce some panic is for the price to get down below the 21 EMA. So if that can happen, maybe that can create some goodness. ABK is waiting. So I'm not going to call this just a full-blown force of trade type thing because there was some reason, but I don't know. I don't know if this was really... I mean, it definitely was not A+ reasoning. Do I want to add in some more if the price comes back down? Because that would be another move back down below the trend line. But I better just hold steady here. Is anybody in here short with me right now? Or is anybody long? So the numbers, if you're new here, 1 if you're long, 2 if you're short, 3 if you're just SOH, sitting on hands. So that's the quick way to communicate where you're at right now. 1 if you're long, 2 if you're short. So I am 2. I am a 2 right now. I am currently short. That's what that blue line is representing. I got to mix the people. This action start. I can feel it. This action is starting to grate on my nerves. I'm getting annoyed. This may be, I need to go in the penalty box after this trade because I'm starting to, I'm just getting irritated. This action is just, what am I doing? I guess I could. On the 5-minute, I got my final line in the sand up there at 233. If I'm wrong, I'm red on the day. Now, it's not like I'm massively green right now anyways, but still going red on the day is never the most exciting thing, but all right, I'm going to add some more at that red line if it wants to act like it wants to come back down some more. I do like that candle. We'll see if that candle on the 5-minute does ultimately lead it to... All right, I am now at 10. Blue line is my new average price. Throw out a couple of buys or covers down there just in case there's a spike, like, you know, it's happened. Day off fun. When you move to pro, do you start with trailing P? That's end of day, I think. Day off fun. This is 150K, John. We were right at that pivot point again. Gonna add another 5 there. Again, my line in the sand is the VWAP, so like that's where I'll have to stop out. But I'm gonna try to build a little bit more in here, see if we can get some sort of move down. But yeah, this will be a situation where I am getting more aggressive, and if I'm wrong, I will be right on the day, and probably will have to throw myself into the penalty box just because then I will be irritated. But I do like the setup here, mainly based on the 5-minute. Again, red line is another add area. A wonderful 10 instead of... I'm not sure what you mean by that, John. A wonderful 10 instead of 0 NL. Maybe you meant only 6? Oh, there we go. Come on. Look at that. Look how close it got to filling me right there. Man, if that had filled me, I'd be green already. Come on. Don't you do that. Come on. You got to be kidding me. You're not going to at least give me that first one? Trying to be patient. There we go. Thank you. Come down some more. Come down some more. Right, again, right off that. The 5-minute, the 20, I hate you. The 21 EMA. You dirty rat. I know, you longs, you're loving that 21 EMA. All right, no, I'm not going to add here anymore. Should become one of those days. But no, I'm not adding anymore. That was a very impressive comeback. So I'm not looking to get any more aggressive with that. Ideally, it comes back down. Ideally, this is all fake, but I'm not willing to add in any more here. Again, I did get a little bit off. So my position was at 10. I'm back down to 8, but this could still very well be a losing trade. But at least I did lock in some green. At least I reduced my position size a little bit. But man, if this fails, you gotta think that's gonna create some spice to the downside. Look at this dirty rat. Once again, I should have pulled some more. I lost track of the 5-minute. 100% should have at least pulled off another 2 at that moment because of this bounce threat. I botched that. So I should have 6 left right now. Which would still potentially be an overall losing trade. Maybe if I get that line out of there, it'll not, but maybe it'll work now. Is that how trading works? If you delete your trend lines out, then the price can move in that direction. I think that's how it works. I think trading's that easy. If your trend line's presenting a problem, you just delete the trend line. Yeah, I think that's how it works. You just delete them out. Come on. Yeah, out of sight, out of mind. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. If your line's holding up the price, just delete the line. I'm done. I'm done. You win. You win the psychological battle. I'm done. I'm done. I'm in timeout. Especially if this gives up that 21. Sell off on tap. Yeah, maybe. It could be. Could be. Especially if that 21 EMA fails. Oh, boy. But it won. It cooked me. I think it was a winning trade, but doesn't matter. It won the mental battle. I couldn't take it anymore. Please don't fly. It doesn't matter. I'm in the penalty box. What time is it? Yeah, I am not allowed to trade for the next 15 minutes. I don't want to be a liar, so you all have to hold me accountable. If in the next 15 minutes I am trading, be like, you're a liar. You told us you weren't. So I am in the penalty box. That stupid 21 EMA. Look at that thing. Still just, look at that. I want to get back in short now, but I can't. I'm in timeout. Very well, me wanting to get in short right now is just purely out of frustration. But I mean, I don't know. Short right here, stop right above right there. I mean, you got a very tight, small little risk profile. Doggone it. Yeah. So I'm right. I'm glad that I'm in the penalty box because, yeah. Well, if anybody's short, congratulations. And the other thing that I think tilted me within the trade, made it too hot, and you'd have to scroll back, but remember I had an order, and I could have sworn that candle hit the order. It obviously didn't. I didn't get filled, but I was trying to add in another 5, basically right there. I didn't get filled. Had I gotten filled, then when this candle came down here, I would have had way more wiggle room because that would have brought up my average price more. And then this movement here, which already did have me in the green, it already did have my first profit target hit, but I would have been able to get a couple more profit targets out and then just put my mind way at ease. But the mere fact that it basically hit where I was trying to add more and I didn't get filled, that did not help with the situation. I don't know. I could see a double. Again, I'm in the penalty box, but is this a double bottom right here? I'm going to map it out. Is that a double bottom? You have the low right here. You have the 50 period right there. Does it bounce from there? Powell resigns. Seems like there would be more. Okay, is this? Doggone it. Okay, all right, all right. Did you just see the news? Oh, come on. Now you're going to, when I'm in the penalty box, you powers. Is that, I think that probably, look, can anybody confirm? I don't like one person saying something. Can anybody confirm that Powell has resigned? Again, no offense, Mike, but I like to get at least a couple sources to confirm. We've had a couple people last week say news, and then later on we heard, oh, whoops, that was from 4 hours ago. Brian, hello. Just rumbles of he should. Okay, so now we're getting conflicting information. Somebody says he resigns. Everybody says just rumbles he should. As of 4 hours ago, it says he must. Hey, Mike. Uh-oh. I'm not seeing Powell resigning on X, but I haven't seen any main. Yeah, I don't see anything. I would think that by now, CNBC would have it, and everybody knows how CNBC app works. When something happens, the red banner comes across the top. I would think I'd see that by now. Mike, what are you doing? What is going on here? You can't post links in here. What is the source? Who is the source of said that he resigns? Because you have it's like 20 against 1 right now. What in the world is going on? We got faulty fake news people in here all of a sudden. Again, you're not going to be able to post links in the chat, so you're going to have to give us who said that? Who is your source? Who is your source? You're swimming upstream. You're literally the only person that says he has resigned. Okay, could somebody check Benny Johnson and see what Benny Johnson has? I'm not quite sure Benny Johnson is. I mean, Benny Johnson just likes he's just in the business of clicks, right? So the theory is Ozzy dying is what caused that right there? So Benny is posting inside information right now. Well, as of right now, it does not seem to be official. Again, I would think that the financial networks would now be saying Powell has resigned. I am not seeing anything. No, is that seriously? No, you can say the source. So the Benny just posted. I guess it was fake. Are you serious? Again, Cody. With I guess I can. How do I? Let's see. See if I can figure this out somehow. Maybe I don't know how to use Twitter. I don't even see anything there. Dude, Mike. You gotta, I mean, Mike, dude. Like, what did I say about Benny and a lot of these other people? They are just after clicks. They don't care if stuff's real. They just want to be the first for clicks. And this is the problem with Benny and all of everybody else of their type. On both sides of the aisle, by the way. Both sides of the aisle. The Jerome Powell letter is fake. Please don't share it. Sorry, my bad look. What a clown. They're all clowns. That's what happens when you got to be the first out of the door. You don't check anything. You have no idea. That is so embarrassing. Good grief. Yeah, there you go, Mike. There you go. Maybe here's a new rule. Let's post things from like maybe the Wall Street Journal or CNBC. Instead of literal click prostitutes that, again, both sides of the aisle. That's what the Bennies of the world are all about. I don't think that's what moved. I mean, maybe. I guess maybe that thing did. I don't know. So I can tell who the Benny fans are because the concurrent viewers dropped. So I offended some of the Benny. Wait, what? No. Benny, he's not. What are you talking about? He's only after the clicks. He's after the truth. Yeah, that was a good demonstration of truth right there. Yeah, so is the Ozzy thing legit or no? Cody, whoops. The Ozzy one's legit? Okay. I mean, I have no idea how he lived his life. I think he's like a good testament of how strong the human body is. All right, yeah. Like, how did he even make it to 76? Like, the human body is crazy. Absolutely crazy, all things considered, about what he... I mean, it's Ozzy, right? And back up it goes. That is correct, Sam. Yep. Confirmed as real news. That's what I think I try to be as even keeled as possible, and this is one of these things where makes me believe that I'm pretty even keeled. The Benny Johnsons of the world on both sides of the aisle, I can't stand. I cannot stand it. Ugh. Again, that doesn't guarantee that I am even keeled, but I do try to think from. I try to let's hear all angles, right? Trading. It's like multiple time frame analysis. I try to do that in all areas of life. Multiple time frame analysis in all areas. And the mere fact I cannot stand Benny, hey, it's your boy Benny, and then other people on the other side, I was like, okay, I think I'm doing my best to be fair. Like, to just be like, yeah, there's certain people out there that they don't care about the truth. They care about being first out so they can get the most clicks, so they can sell. I mean, come on, people. And we are back to the pivot point here. I think I'm still in timeout anyways. I don't remember what time I put myself in timeout. Kyle probably knows. Is Kyle still here? He usually tracks that. Kyle, how much longer do I have in timeout? Thank you, Rad Trader. 2 minutes left? Okay, thanks. Hey, let's get 9 more likes. If you are enjoying, let's push this up to at least 250 likes. I had high hopes. I thought we'd have a chance at 300. It's not looking like that'll be the case, but let's at least get this up to 250 likes. So if you are enjoying, make sure you hit that like button. It helps. What's a hoax? Ozzy? Do I stick for one strategy for trading? I mean, yes, but yeah, no, I don't know. Yes, in the sense of I'm a technical trader. In that sense, I stick with one strategy. It's not like I hop between technical charts and cash flow statements. So I do not hop between a fundamental trader and a technical trader. So yes, in that sense, I stick with one strategy. But within the technical analysis, a technical trading strategy, there are several ways that I like to go about it. You know, I go short and I go long. So right there, that's a set of 2 different strategies within the strategy of technical charts. So that's why I don't know if there is, maybe there's like a, now granted, I could be like, I trade spicy orangutans. Like, okay. Like, I guess I could say that, but like, I don't know if that's necessarily what is being asked. 2/3. All right, so I'm out of timeout now. All right, we'll see if I can find something. You gave me the 240. Well, thank you. And we were at 250 likes. Excellent. Thank you. Overall, good group. Good group, bro. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Yeah, I am very seriously wondering if this is just going to be kind of an end of day, into the I don't know, last 15 minutes chop. So we moved into it, and then we were just chopping around. This was basically the false breakdown and everything, and then just back up, and now we're essentially right back to where it was before everything right there. So I don't know. So I'm certainly not going to rush into anything. How do I feel about Ozzy's passing? Yeah, I'm pretty indifferent towards it. I mean, you feel for his wife and kids, obviously, you know. But like, am I personally distraught? No. Okay, we're right at the pivot point. One more to go. Theo from the cause. Oh yeah, I did see that yesterday about the guy that played Theo. He was only, what if I remember, like 57? I think he was 57 years old. Maybe I'm making that number up, but it's, my mind serves me right, the headline, I thought it said 57, but I don't know if that's actually true. 54, okay. What was the cause of death? Like I said, I just saw the headline. Oh, he drowned? Man. Yeah, that's rough. Like I feel worse about that than like Ozzy. It's like, well, I mean, Ozzy, you just like, you pumped yourself full of drugs. Like, the fact you got to 76 is quite the testament, but yeah. That's sad. Like, to have somebody like drown, man, that's brutal. Oh yeah. You would think Ozzy stuff will immediately get, you know, like anything. Unfortunately, like you think about Kobe Bryant cards and stuff like that. You know, the day that helicopter stuff happened, boom, just like that, values through the roof and all that stuff. Again, Kobe Bryant, that's crazy stuff, right? I mean, a helicopter crash, young guy, his dog, just brutal. Oh, Travis is at number 1. He is the king, huh? All right, to short or not to short? Right at the VWAP here. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how it develops. If it wants to show some weakness, then maybe I'm interested. But I definitely would want a little bit more confirmation that this thing actually wants to be weak. I'm seeing long. Okay. Still holding long from 217. Nice. Am I getting... No, man. Come on, Anthony. Where you been, brother? What do you mean am I getting sick? I'm as sick as a dog. Stayed up till 1 a.m. last night hanging out with friends. While I'm sick. My voice just cracked because I'm going through puberty again. What do you mean am I getting sick? As sick as a dog. A dog with fleas. That's been left outside in the rain and stinks. And as I sit here, that Sarah McLachlan song is playing. In the arms of an angel. What's the one they play when the dogs? What's that? What song is that? You know what I mean? The dog commercial, Adopt a Dog or whatever. That's me. That's the song that's playing in the background. Is that the song? Yeah, that's me. Somebody needs to sing me that song right now. Exactly, Mike. Mikey. That's exactly what I'm doing. He found me out. Sickness gets likes. Therefore, I will be sick from here on out. Sick for clicks. Exactly. I literally go to nurseries. Like, I find nurseries, and I just start, like, licking all the toys. Just so I'm like, give me those germs. I got to be sick for clicks. Mikey busted me. What a move. What a move. I don't know what to do with it, but... it's a nice move nonetheless. All right, short. See if it wants to come on down at all. Ride the push to 260. Well, let me get out first, then you can enjoy that. Let me take that little scalpy scalp, and then all right, now you can go to 260. Go to fly away. And I was trying to think of a song, but that didn't work. All right, now you can go to 260. I'm good. I got my scalpy scalp. Fair warning to everybody. If you've never said scalpy scalp, don't say it per se, but definitely don't say it like scalpy scalp, or else your significant other will think you're a crazy person because you'll be running around the house going scalpy scalp. Lance, you're going to send me over the edge. We just spent like the past 20 minutes of me ranting and raving. Don't do it, Lance. I mean, Brian, that's because I thought the price would go down. I realize that doesn't mean anything to you, Brian. Here, Brian, let's do this. Since you are new, great. I am offering this free class on Thursday. Now, everybody is invited, but since Brian is kind of clearly very new, that's great. I think you will benefit from that. I said that to my 5-year-old nephew, and he headbutted you. Well, I hope you headbutted him back. He said, homie, don't play that. So there you go, Brian. Sign up for that. I think it'll help you. I'm good. Well, you're one step ahead of me, Brian. Good stuff. Well played, in Sun Nation. You're clearly old and crusty like I am. Yeah, last week was where it got super. That was our Jerry Springer day. Where rumor was Powell was getting fired, so that started craziness. And then people weren't sure, and then the White House was like, oh no, it's true, and they got crazy again. And then Trump was like, oh no, that's not happening. And then, so yeah, that was last week, the Jerry Springer. What day was that, Wednesday? I think it might have been Wednesday. Yeah, sorry, I didn't have the mental fortitude to go through it all again, Lance. Because I had just spent like 10 minutes ranting and raving at Filipino Mike. Filipino Mike is getting his news from the butt crack of the internet. From Billy Bob's breaking news source. Will tomorrow be a jury? I mean, I wouldn't. I would not. I would hope. Hey, I like dramatic days. Do we break? Do we break? That's the key battleground right now. Rejected the price there. Currently battling with it right there. Can it push through? I mean, that's true. It was on the internet, so therefore it must be true. That is always good, safe logic. I read it on the internet, therefore it is true. Fair enough. That's fair enough. It's hard to dispute that kind of flawless logic. Well, as we wait for the consolidate, if you are looking to support the live stream and you're in the world of prop firms or looking to get in the world of prop firms, a couple ways you can support the live stream and get the discounts. If you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced in the world of prop firms, make sure you check out Take Profit Trader. I think they're the best in the business, have the best payment policy, clean set of rules. But if you maybe already use Apex and you're just looking, you enjoy the live stream and you're wondering, hey, do you have a code so I can help support things? I do have a code with Apex also. Code Clay. But again, if you were a beginner to the prop firm world, in my opinion, Take Profit Trader is by far the best one to start with. Again, because they have a clean set of rules, and I think they're the best in the business regardless. But yes, that is a way to support the live stream. And as I've said, unfortunately, I cannot claim to be here out of the pure goodness of my heart. There is a business component. This needs to be worth my time. If I'm, pulling myself away from my family and kids and stuff for 4 hours at a chunk. There does need to be that component of, is this actually worth my time? And my wife is more than reasonable to say, Clay, is that actually worth your time? And as of now, thanks to all of you, I can say it is worth my time. It is worth our family's time because people are using code Clay, and that's great, and I appreciate it. So, and again, using code Clay also saves you money. So it's a good win-win. You save money, you make it worth my time, and because it's worth my time, the live stream will continue. So like I said, if you want to help contribute to that, then just use code Clay, and that is a way that you can do that. But we didn't quite make it to 4 hours, but I got it is hurting right now. I know. I don't want to hear your excuses, boy. Keep work. I know. You're right. But we had a good run. We never had we gotten up to the 300 like, I'd probably keep trying to push it, but we stalled out well before 300 likes, so it is what it is. But I will be back. I'm pretty darn confident I'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. I'll try to take care of my voice, but worst case, subscribe, turn on notifications, and you'll be made aware of if anything changes. But yes, plan on me being back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, but small little asterisk just in case my voice totally disappears or something like that. But thank you everybody for being here again. Code Clay, and I did want to ask this because somebody asked yesterday about my computer, and if you are looking for a computer if you're in the market at all for a computer, check out this guide. I'm not getting anything to promote it, but it's a good, helpful guide. This is the company put together that built my computer that I've been on for the past 4 months. Really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. And like I said, that guide can help you out too if you're just even looking to build your own. But it will also give you some things to reflect on. So make sure you check that up. Drink some hottie toddies. I'm trying to drink that tea. So also make sure, like I said, check out that guide. Like I said, the link right there. And once again, I don't get anything. This one is not any sort of referral, but it is just the way that the guy reached out to me and said, hey, let me prove myself to you. I said, okay. And he did. He proved himself very well. I said, hey, if you want to prove yourself, I have no problem gladly talking about what you have to offer. He says, okay, well, can you at least share that guide from time to time? So like I said, if you're in the business at all or in the market for a computer, trading computer, definitely check that out. And then finally, if you are interested in my free class that I'm offering on Thursday, free webinar, let me put that there, and you can check that out right there. So, again, use code CLAY if you're with Take Profit Trader or Apex. And for all of you that have used code CLAY and used it multiple times, really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. So that is all I have. I'll be back tomorrow, pretty sure, at 11 a.m. Eastern at the very latest. So everybody take care. Have a good one, and I'll see you back tomorrow. If I could find out how to, there we go. Everybody have a good one.